Yeah, good old talking about good old Logitech.
Oh, I think I had a headphone pair from them once.
Yeah, they're great. There was a period of time in my life where it would literally just be I'd buy like this one model they had for like $70 every year or something like that.
That's not bad.
Yeah, and the only reason I think I'll go through many years because I'm a pretty heavy gamer, so I'm taking my headset in and out a lot when I'm like between gaming and not gaming and stuff like that.
I gotcha.
Alright,
Yeah, so I
so
think I end up wearing the jack out more than anything else.
I don't think we have Mary today.
Oh yeah, that's right. I think she did say that.
So I think, we had everyone here. I think a couple of people disconnected.
No, it's just Onyx. He said that he's been really laggy for some reason.
Well, Eldwin just came back.
Yeah, Roll20 was being slow, so trying to
Oh yeah,
restart
I
it.
think that was just on Roll20 though. On Discord, he's been here the entire time.
Well, yeah, let's give Trey a moment to reconnect, and we could probably get started. It looks like a couple of you need to change to your character portraits in Roll20. I think,
Always forget about that.
yeah, it's unfortunate that we can't just have that be default, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Looks like just Soren needs to change it, and then I think you're all good.
I think he said he was just quickly taking out a load of laundry and he was going to be back in 2 minutes.
Oh, alright.
I did have one slightly exciting thing happen. I tried out for a new job on a couple days back.
Ooh.
Did some did a trial behind a bar.
That's cool.
Yeah, well, it was my first time behind the bar, so it was nice.
Cool.
Because I have all my. This is probably going to sound weird to you guys because I don't think you have this in America, but I have like my RSA, which is like the qualifications you need to serve alcohol here in Australia. I've had them for like 4 years, but I've just never had anything to do with them.
I think the business needs some kind of license to serve alcohol here.
Yeah. I know
What
you
about the
guys need liquor
bartender?
licenses in America. Yeah, in Australia, the bartender you need to do a course every 5 years on how to responsibly serve alcohol and everything like that. Like,
Pretty sure that is also a
Makes
requirement.
sense. Is
I think America has. I think it's called Serve Safe. I think they also have to do that.
Yeah.
yeah, but I literally get a like a effectively a license from like my equivalent of the DMV. Like I go where I get my license to get a photo, and they print out like a full-on card for me to say that I'm certified to serve alcohol.
Okay, yeah, US doesn't go that much into it, but there's definitely
But
like some that.
the thing is, in Australia, you can serve people as young as 18, so there's a lot of requirements about like, hey, make sure you card people.
Is cannabis legal over there?
It's iffy. Some states are slowly implementing it.
All right.
At the moment, I think it's mainly just the ACT, so Canberra, have made it recreationally legal. I think it's medically legal in a few other places.
Yeah, I know where I live. It's just I think it's legal to. I forget how they're doing it here, but it's pretty much legal.
We don't have the strictest laws in the world either. I mean, like, you could probably walk 5 blocks anywhere in my area and ask someone for a bag of weed, and they go, "Yeah."
Yeah, and it was like that here, but I think more recently, like now we have actual stores selling it.
Yeah, the dispensaries and stuff like that. Nah, I think
Yeah.
we have them in
w-
Canberra and stuff like that, but not much places else.
The weird thing right now is like I think it's like you can't use credit cards, and there's some weird laws behind it, like where like you can't have grocery stores
Yeah.
selling it, and so you have to have very specific places selling it right now.
Yeah, like I've seen a little bit about the laws of cannabis, like in America and stuff like that, and it is weird because it's
Well,
like
it's all over the
it's
place.
state legal,
Like, some
but
states it's
federally illegal.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's all over the
It's
place.
still illegal. It's still illegal federally, which means that, as Luke said, you can't buy it with credit cards because the banking system is federally regulated,
It's so
and
fucking
also
weird.
and
so
and cannabis
bizarre.
cannabis business cannot deduct expenses for tax purposes. They're
Yeah.
not allowed to deduct anything except cost of goods sold. And I know because I have clients that have invested in them.
That's interesting.
Oh yeah, no,
Okay.
no. There's a really great show about like the dispensaries in America. It's called there's this show called Disjointed. It's one of those Netflix shows. It's really great. It's just about this woman who runs her dispensary, and it's just a really funny show, honestly.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure at some point they'll figure it out, but it's in like a weird state right now.
Gray area.
So yeah, just make sure everyone switches over to your character portraits, and I think we're ready to get going.
Yeah, sorry for the technical issues.
Oh, that's cool.
Easiest, man.
All right. So I think last week Onyx, you were scribe, yes?
Yep.
And Dandy, you would be up this week. Are you okay scribing?
Alrighty. I'm okay scribing. Though I will tell you my memory is not the greatest, so I may get a couple things wrong or forget something. So just letting you know.
Maybe do.
No.
You know what I do is I always do like
scribble-
quick bullet point things as we go, and then like I'll embellish what I remember.
Yeah, I
Like add on
usually
what I remember. And stuff like
I
that.
usually have like a notepad open when I scribe and just take kind of little notes and then like expand them a little when I go back later.
Okie dokie.
But
All right.
I have my own notes as well, so it's more for the group.
I got you. So I believe last time we began where we left off the previous session, which was
I was
You don't need to read it.
Oh.
You don't need to read it.
yeah. You don't have to do the
You just say-
for the yeah for you just are taking notes for this game. Onyx can do the recap from last game.
And then you'll do the recap next time.
Yeah, exactly. So Onyx, do you want to give us a
Yeah.
quick recap of last time?
Yeah. So we were in the middle of fighting the phase spiders, and Anvir killed several of them with spells, and then the rest of us killed the rest of them the old-fashioned way, as I put it. Otto started searching the spider's web, so it got stuck. A couple of us cut him out while the others found a pouch with some rare herbs in it. I helped Soren collect some magical essence from the spiders. And then Soren decided to try to track the spiders to see if there were any more around. So we were doing that when Otto's familiar was killed by a roper, which I think it was Soren that told us what that was. It's a creature that camouflages itself as a stalagmite. So we discussed our plan and decided to attack it from range, but while we were talking, it went further back into the cave. So we decided to send Hassan in to try to get its attention. It immediately sent out tentacles, grabbed Hassan, Otto, and Soren. Soren did escape. I didn't put that in the journal. We tried to attack it, and it grabbed Eldwin, Anvir, and me as well, and then bit a big chunk out of Hassan. Soren and Lion did heavy damage to it as it pulled us all closer, and then Eldwin finally had enough and cast a fireball that killed it. We searched the area, found some gold and some potions. Then we returned to the Knolls, told them the news, and they told us that they had a spy among the cultists, and they had information on where their bases were. The spy also thought we might be able to organize the cultist slaves for a revolt. If we could sneak past the soldiers to the slave camps, we might be able to rally them. And we had created some goodwill with the Blood Claw that may pay off in future dealings with them, which mechanically is we each have one inspiration on an interaction with the Blood Claw.
Yep. Alright, so it was getting later in the evening. I believe it was about 6:30-ish. And I don't remember if you were going to leave tonight or if you wanted to wait till the morning to leave the Bloodclaw village.
I think we said we had done a long rest.
Yeah, I think we were gonna wait till the morning.
Okay. That's fine. So we'll pass the evening. Yeah, nothing really happens. So it is now the 84th of winter, and you can go ahead and do a long rest.
Alrighty.
It is now 7:30 in the AM.
Trying to think if there's any particular spells I should prepare for today. I think I'll just stick with my general usual assortment.
Alright, well, take a moment to choose your spells and powers and everything. And what does the group plan to do today?
I think we were going to head straight, start trekking towards Yuri, correct?
Yeah, I think that was the decision. If we're gonna go straight to the northern camp / Yuri, she said that's where she's at, or go straight back to Candleholm.
Yeah, because I already did ascending to the mayor, and he said, yeah, all good, just head straight to Yuri then if you want to.
Alright, so you're gonna travel through the caves to get to Yuri. The Blood Claw village is planning to head to Candleholm, but it needs some time to get their stuff ready and to travel. So they say they'll probably join you in a couple of days.
No problems. We will eagerly await your arrival.
Alright. So it's a pretty easy journey from the Blood Claw to Highguard. From the village, that is. You have someone with survival, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say it takes a day. You just have to worry about food. So if you have someone who can feed the party, that's fine. Otherwise, just spend a day's worth of rations each.
Yeah, I have actually got create food and water, so I can do that.
Alright, so you have that prepared?
Yes.
Alright, so you use a spell slot and create some food and water. You arrive on the 85th, and Yuri tells you that things are actually going pretty well here. She hasn't seen any indication of the Gnoll attackers in several days now. So she has people kind of combing the surrounding caves, but for the moment things are good in Highguard, so you're not necessarily needed here.
We fill her. I definitely say we fill her in about everything that happened with the Blood Claws, though. About how they're now our allies, how dangerous things seem to be migrating out, and how they have a spy in the cultists.
She nods and says, "Well, it'll be." Go ahead.
Well, they definitely tell him about the null cultist spy.
She nods and says, well, they'll be good allies then. Any information they can bring on the cultists could help in the coming times. Do they have any plans to infiltrate the base or attack the cultists? Or are they still working on that?
I think now that the allyship is in progress, they probably want to collaborate with us probably a bit more on that.
I remember someone talking about us maybe sneaking in and getting.
Yeah, I think they did have a
information.
rough idea. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, there was the chieftain had a
Yeah. He did.
initial
Yes, that's
plan for
right.
us
He
to,
did say the spy
get in
potentially
there
could
and
sneak.
try to get some of the other tribes that are under the banner on our side and possibly revolt against the cultists. That was really the only idea he had so far.
So sort of an insurrection from within.
Essentially, yes.
Yes, that could definitely work to our favor. I'd be curious what sort of defenses they have around their caves there.
I imagine it'd be fairly well fortified. I mean, their prison camp was fairly decently defended.
Well, I'll say yes. I mean, if nothing's really needed here and things are safe for the meantime, we could, if this is the next goal we want to do, we could sneak in there and start working with some of the tribes. And thanks to Anvir's ability, we could communicate with you and possibly, that way we can at least communicate with the outside forces and possibly prepare something easier.
As well,
No, I can only do that twice a day.
Yes, but I would imagine we're gonna be there for, would ideally probably a good while. We're not gonna make an insurrection happen overnight.
I know. I'm just putting that out there.
Alright, she says, well, you should probably check in at Candleholm, see what Governor or Mayor Amesley thinks is the best course of action.
Fair enough. We'll probably rest here for the night, I'm assuming, because I'm assuming it's fairly late day now.
It's actually
that makes
morning. It's the next day.
Oh, it's morning now. Okay, so we would have rested along the way, and I would have used my
Yeah.
hut.
You basically rested along the way and arrived pretty much at dawn.
Okay. Too easy. I wasn't sure if you were just meaning we arrived at the end of the day.
But it'll
Too easy.
probably take anywhere from 4 to 8 hours to go from here to Candleholm if you want to make that journey.
Yeah.
May as well head out then.
Ricky?
I mean, I'm assuming there's nothing much in this farming village. I'm assuming it's just kind of like Last Light.
Yeah, at this point, it's pretty quiet here. You see that the defenses have been fortified. Yuri's people have kind of built, not necessarily doors, but like entryways on the different cave areas that come into this place. And they have people watching them all. So, yeah, that may have been what discouraged the gnolls to keep from their attacks. She says, it's safe here for now. I don't know if it'll stay safe, and I don't know if we can keep all the soldiers here, so I'm just hoping the gnolls have actually fled the area and aren't just hiding and waiting.
Well, within the next couple of days, we'll have new allies from the Blood Claws.
She says, well,
I should actually remember to check in with Dosha, actually. I don't know how he's been going with his tribe.
he may be back at Candleholm by now. I haven't heard.
We'll have a look. If he's not there, I'll send him a message.
Alright. So yeah, what do you all want to do? Do you want to do anything in Highguard? Do you want to head to Candle?
Probably just head to Candle unless anyone has any particulars here.
Do you want to head just right up to the Gnoll cultists?
I think we'll hold off on that.
Yeah, I think that's the good plan there.
Think
Yeah.
we'll,
I cast Power Word Kill.
Alright.
How did you get that?
So, give me up to two of you can do survival checks.
That's Soren and Lion there.
I mean, it's
Alrighty.
a fairly straight shot.
Oh wait, no, it's nature you have training, not survival, right?
Alright.
Or is it both?
So
Six.
it takes you a little bit longer than you hoped, and you make it back to Candle around maybe 3 or 4 o'clock. I'll say 4 o'clock.
That's not too bad.
So it's now 4 o'clock.
In the morning or the afternoon?
PM in the evening.
Okay, cool. Like, I mean, yeah, 4 p.m. not too bad. 4 a.m. that's bad.
The large gate looms ahead. The soldiers wave to you, welcoming you back. They say, the Grey Wanderers return. Come in, come in. So you re-enter the town. What do you want to do?
I would actually quickly ask the guards if they've had any word if the Shroomfields, Dosha and that have sent any word.
So they would...
have returned.
They say, is that the Knoll group?
Yeah, yes, one of the 2 Knoll groups we allied with.
Yes, actually, they got here yesterday. The mayor had them travel east. They sent them to help at Last Light.
Oh, fantastic.
So I believe Dosha and his people are... Well, I assume they're there by now, but... or at least on their way.
Good news, then.
He nods.
Thank you
says,
kindly.
how did things go with the Blood Claw and Yuri's problems? We haven't heard much from the north.
Well, the Blood Claws are going to turn their old living grounds into a ceremonial area of worship and move all their primary fighters and livers closer to us. And the attacks have slowed down with Yuri, but she's cautious.
It's probably wise of her. Will you be in town long?
We'll probably just check in with the mayor, see if he has anything to do, and then go from there.
Well, I'm sure he'll be happy to hear from you. It's good to see you all in good health. And what does the group want to do? You're
Alright.
in town now, so you're fairly safe, at least from the conventional dangers.
Lion would like to kind of wander around the market to see if there's anything fancy in terms of knowledge about plants, herbs, or possibly things that can enhance or empower plants, just stuff like that, plant stuff. And he'll be kind of carrying one of the potted spiky nut plant things hanging under his arm as he goes around.
Alright, so does the group want to separate at this point and do different things?
I'm definitely not letting Lion go by himself. Last time he went by himself, he came back with some spiky walnuts.
So you're coming with me, my friend.
Sure. Have a good gander.
That would be wonderful.
Alright, so we'll separate then and do some town stuff. Did you say Anvir and Dandy or Lion are going to the market? Where is Soren going?
I think I'm probably just gonna go to the tavern for the time being.
Alright. So you head to the tavern to do some drinking? Perhaps?
How long are we going to be in town?
I would say probably
4 o'clock, man.
I would say probably best. I mean, we did a good bit of traveling. It's almost 4. Don't want to bother the mayor too late, to be honest. So take the day. You can meet with the mayor in the morning and go from there, probably.
Alright, and Eldwin, where are you headed?
I'll probably be heading to the market as well. Specifically, I'm gonna be looking for looking for craftspeople or people that work with inks.
Okay. And finally, Onyx. Now,
I guess
quick question: does this group have a house in town, or am I thinking of the other group?
I think we have the other group.
Okay.
I have a house.
Yes, that's right. You do.
I think
Sometimes
I
I'm
guess-
allowed in it. Sometimes I'm
Otto
not.
has like his old abandoned family home.
I think. Where was your house, Onyx? Do you remember where I said it was?
We decided it was in the poorer part of town,
Alright, so probably.
but I don't.
Better go
this
home with
area
some
here.
gold in hand.
Alright, I'll mark it so I remember next time. We'll say you're in the.
Okay.
Like, this is a big house, but it's actually a grouping of houses over here.
I
So,
didn't see where you were thinking.
Over here.
I don't see him either.
above the town hall.
Over here.
Oh, okay.
There, now I see it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So as far as what I do, I would obviously go home, try to see my wife and daughter, but not knowing how long we're going to be in town, could I start working on another breastplate for myself,
Yeah, you can
or
start.
would it require uninterrupted time?
No, you can start projects whenever you want. So let me go in order. I don't know if I should use initiative for this.
I have one quick question.
Yeah.
1 gold bar is 100 gold, correct? This
Yes.
is the
Yeah.
price. I'm just trying to remember. I didn't write it exactly.
Yeah. I mean, why don't we do initiative checks just so I have an order to do this in?
Okie dokie.
I mean, I'm just kind of going around with Lion, so
3.
just go with whatever he rolled.
Sure. All right. Yeah. Actually, that's fine. I'll just go down the list. Never mind with the initiative. All right. So Soren, I'll start with you. You go to the Devil's Hearth. It's getting close to evening, so there are more people showing up. A couple of them recognize you and come over, or would come over to engage you and talk to you. What do you want to do?
I would just kind of, hang out at the bar, have a few drinks, kind of talk to people. I would possibly inquire about if there is any property available. If the barkeep knows any.
So you
And
wanna use some time to ask around at the bar?
Yeah, see if anyone selling anything, if they know of anything good to buy.
All right. Give me
That
a
might be good to get.
give me a persuasion check. Unless you have something else you can use to gather information.
Nope. I don't think so. Yeah, not really.
All right. So yeah, you can use persuasion then.
We cash in our good flavor with the blood claws. That will help us, I'm sure.
That probably wouldn't help here.
I know. I'm
Can
joking.
I offer X amount of money to kind of like get a possible advantage on this roll? Say
Well,
depending on how many people.
no, I mean, it's not necessarily an issue of money. It's just, it's not often people at the tavern are discussing, real estate sales. So it's not like people are being cagey here. You're actually, most of the people are pretty forthcoming with you. So I'd say just a straight roll and
got a
see what
5.
you can get. 5. All right. So you talk to a bunch of people. Most of them are farmers who don't own any land here and are more just working for people. One of them might tell you that generally the town hall is a good place to inquire about sales of land. they have people there who can get you in touch with those looking to buy and sell, and even sometimes develop property, because not all the land in this cave is actually owned. And sometimes he tell you that the city is often willing to make deals with people who want to develop something.
And that's also where we meet with the mayor, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So,
Okay. After that, yeah, I'll just kind of keep drinking and whatnot, and then it'll be a tomorrow activity.
all right. So yeah, you spend some time drinking and chatting it up. Give me another persuasion check. Okay, so yeah, you have fun, hang out at the Devil's Hearth. Onyx, over to you. So you head home. Your wife is, she's happy to see you. She's glad you're alive, and your daughter, of course, is happy to see you, giving you a big hug and a warm welcome. What do you want to do at home?
So I will, after spending an appropriate amount of time with them. I'll take a look at the Ankeg plate, the one of the finer ones, and see if I can get started on trying to craft it.
What is the appropriate amount of time you're spending with your family? Just out of curiosity.
I'll have dinner with them. It's like
so like an hour, 2 hours.
I'm gonna hang out for a little while, have dinner.
Okay.
And then
maybe
it's like 4 o'clock. They have like a late dinner, maybe like 3-4 hours.
The kid's what, 5 or 6? She's going to bed at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, she's probably.
You have dinner in like 2 hours.
So you're gonna spend like 2 hours just hanging out with your family, or are you gonna do like an hour?
Let's say 3 hours.
3 hours.
Let's say 3 hours.
All right. So
and then I'll
yeah, around like 7 o'clock, you kind of go out to your work area, and you are starting a project with the plate. You said.
Yeah, I was going to try to make another breastplate. I do not have enough gold to buy the other materials for it, so it would just be getting started on, I guess,
the work of the actual keg part.
Yeah, preparing it, tempering it. Not assembling it yet, just preparing it.
All right. So I was kind of using the rules from Xanathar's for crafting and downtime. So let me see if I can pull up.
Oh, I would need 8 hours for that. Like, for each day, you have to work 8 hours of it. So I don't know that he's going to work all night.
Yeah, no, but he probably wouldn't get a chance to do much tonight other than like start getting his, shop in order. Yeah, let me take a look at those really quick.
And also, in terms of the cost there, we never actually like split those gold bars up, but basically everyone has one gold bar.
Oh.
And then there's one extra.
Well, did you split them up then?
That's what I'm saying. We have to. Technically, I think they're just kind of in the bag of holding because we got them, didn't distribute them, so that's the only place I'd imagine they'd be.
Oh, if they're in the bag of holding, then that means I have all of them.
Yes.
You have all of them.
So something else for tomorrow, but that technically you do have all 7 of them right now.
Yep. Well, guess what?
Honestly, I'm more than willing to give mine to the group.
What did you say? Sorry, Onyx.
I was going to say, one of them might disappear.
Like, I don't know what happened to it.
Just saying.
I actually have an
buried in my
obscene
backyard or
amount of money.
something.
Who knows? It's fine.
All right.
I have literally been giving away money to you people, and I think I'm still the richest one.
If you haven't been spending much, it's possible.
I don't think I've spent $1 yet. No, I've only spent like the gold on like maintenance.
So there are
I've already
rules.
spent like 7 gold.
Is it just for magical items? I thought there were rules for normal crafting.
Yeah, I think for normal crafting,
I think there
you
is,
just
but I
have to
think
have the
Xanathar's
tools,
was
and it
specifically.
doesn't require checks. I don't believe. I think it's just you work X number of days, you can craft. Like it's 50 gold pieces a day, I believe. It's how the value of what you can make. And if you have multiple people working on it, you can cut the time, assuming it's something that multiple people can work on.
Yeah.
But it doesn't require checks for mundane items.
Yeah, which makes sense. Although if you were making some kind of like masterworked armor,
yeah, I think it says. I think the basic rule is just determine how many work weeks it takes to create an item, divide its gold piece cost by 50.
Right.
Oh,
what I'm
that's just
seeing
50
here
per
is
day.
Yeah, it just says divided how many work weeks, or find out divided its gold. So, how much would the total gold cost of an on-keg plate be, or half plate? What are you trying to make?
Yeah, you said you were making half plate, breastplate.
No, breastplate.
Breastplate.
The one that doesn't give you disadvantage on stealth check.
All right.
It's breastplate, the one you made
So
last time.
theoretically, divide that total cost by 50. That's how many work weeks it would take.
Oh,
right,
weeks,
because it's
really?
5 gold pieces worth a day. That's
I'm
That's-
seeing
that's ridiculous.
5 gold pieces a day. So
Yeah.
if we're spending if we need $100 worth, that's
That
what?
seems like a lot.
20 days.
25.
I would argue.
Yeah, 20 days.
Huh.
That could be just how many work days. I mean, I don't know. Not work. Yeah, work week seems like a long time, but I mean, depending on how that number comes out, that many days.
Yeah, breastplate is 400. I would think it would make more sense.
That would
like
be
50 a day, but
5 gold a day seems like so little.
Yeah,
yeah.
even if you did 50, that'd be 8 days. Is that?
That means, like, that is so long for, like, if you wanted to make, like, plate, Jesus.
Yeah, it specifically says a suit of plate armor takes 300 days to craft. So
Does it take that long to
Yeah.
make plate armor?
it
Like realistically?
specifically says it. I don't think
It's
so.
a year
I
to
mean,
make plate armor of her.
right.
That seems like a lot.
I really don't think it takes that long in real life to make a piece of plate armor.
Yeah. I mean, I know. Well,
Not if you're working 8 hours a day on it. I mean, my God.
yeah.
Yeah.
That does seem like a lot. I would more say like 50 gold pieces a day might make more sense, unless there's some like unbalanced thing that they did it like that for some reason. And if it was 50 a day, what would that be, like 8 days? Which seems a lot more.
8 days, yeah.
Seems a lot more doable.
That's still. That seems a little long. Still, maybe not.
Yeah, I'd be curious how long it would actually take to make a set of
I
breastplate.
so I just looked it up. In real life, a suit of plate armor that completely covers the whole body can take about a month to forge.
Yeah, which would make sense to me. I would think.
Yeah.
300 days.
It
Yeah,
usually
not
takes.
not a friggin' year.
So,
Now,
so
this is
that
the part that
supports-
I find especially interesting, though. It says it usually takes a few days to forge the breastplate alone.
Yeah. So how much is breastplate, or how much is full plate in this world?
Full plate is
Full plate
1,500
is
gold pieces.
1,500.
So
Breastplate's
the-
400.
The month to forge actually fits perfectly with the 50 gold pieces.
Yeah,
a
that's
day,
what I was
because
thinking actually.
With
Like,
with
how would
10-day weeks, with 10-day weeks, divide the 1,500. I mean, but the 300 days by 10, it's 30 days.
All right. So why don't we say you can do 50 gold piece a day? 50
Right,
a
so
day worth
8
of
days to
crafting.
do it.
So yeah, you think after 8 days of working on this, I mean, you can't take credit for today because you'd be getting your shop set up in the evening. But if you
Yeah,
want to
that's
start
fine.
working on it, you can just have it at your shop, and after.
I mean,
8
let's be
days-
honest. I'm excited about it, but I'm also excited to go get a drink. So
Yeah,
after probably about an hour, I'm like, well,
and I will let you do a roll to see if you can get a masterwork set, which will make it a little bit lighter.
all right. Do you want me to do it now or wait? till,
We'll wait till you complete the
I'm
project,
done.
and then we'll make the roll. Yeah.
All right, that's fair. And should I spend gold each day, or
So you would have to at least do I mean, you'd probably want to have all the
Quarter, I think
materials
we said
there.
advertised.
If you're in town, you could say you're moving around town getting the materials, but I would say, however you want to do it, you'd probably at least spend 50 a day, or you could just spend all of, well,
Why don't I just do this? Why don't I spend a gold bar in the morning to get the materials, and then,
So-
if we leave town immediately, I won't be able to get started. But either way, I'll have all the materials on hand and won't have to worry about spending it over time.
quick question. Does Xanathar say you have to spend the full book price to craft something?
That's what I
No,
was
it's
just about
half.
to
It's
say. I
50%.
was
50%.
Yeah.
Okay.
It costs 50% in materials.
And
But you told us last time that the Ankeg plate would count for half of the materials, so we still had to spend 100.
thought he said
gold
3
pieces
quarters.
to get the other material. No,
I thought it was half.
Well, if it's
We-
only 100, well, it'd be
No, I
200
know, that's what I'm
gold plus
saying.
half.
so it costs 200 to pay for the materials normally.
Yeah.
But he's saying the Ankeg plate will count for half the materials.
So
So
that
that leaves
leaves
100 gold that we have to spend
Yes.
for other materials.
Yes.
And
I
you
thought
can
breastplate
Now-
was 400.
Yeah, it is, but then it's half when you craft
Half
it,
of
and then
400.
half, and then half of that because you
Okay.
have the Ankeg. Now the other
Okay.
question I had.
God, that got confusing, Chris.
Well, it's good to get this all figured out. The other question I had: the amount of time it takes, is that based off of the half price or the full price?
It is.
It's
I would-
based on the full value.
Full value.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's full.
because you're making a full value piece of armor.
Gotcha.
You just
Alright.
don't have to pay as much.
All right, we got it
And
figured out then.
I'm guessing the reason they slowed it down was to make the economy make sense, because you wouldn't want, craftsmen to make 10 times as much money as
I
other
guess,
people
well,
can make, I guess.
I would
But they
argue
already
though that
have like really long enchanting rules.
yeah, and I
I
would
can
also
get that.
I would also argue that not everyone has the money to buy the stuff you're making. I mean, just because you make like
True.
thousands of gold pieces
True.
worth of stuff doesn't mean you're going to be able to sell it. So
Yeah,
you
that's
could
true.
always just as a DM, you can regulate that by just saying, "Well, there's no buyers right now," because not everyone.
makes
I mean, like most, like 99% of people in the world can't afford 100 gold pieces. Like that's
Right.
like for a peasant, that's like that could be a life savings. It's only adventurers and like nobles and like really like 1%ers who deal in that kind of money. So
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
I know when I was
like
trying
the
to do
normal
this-
living wage like a gold a day.
for
Yeah,
a
something like that.
labor, it's like a silver piece a day. Like you barely make any
Jesus.
money. But food's cheap. Like
Okay.
food's a copper. But anyway, enough economy. So you get your shop set up. You plan to get working on that breastplate. As I said, like as you work on it, you can record how many days you've done, and after 8, we'll make the check and see how it comes out. You
Sounds
can
good.
have people help you with it, but if you do, they have to be with you on each day. If they want to make a check as well, which I think you said
Okay.
you were just going to make it yourself, right?
I think so, unless I can talk Glim into helping me, or unless someone else is proficient with smith tools.
I ain't.
Glenn would probably be willing to help you. We can say you go and talk to him, and he would be fine with that.
Okay.
As long as you're in this town, anyway. All right, so you get that set up, and then you're going to the bar.
Yep.
All right. So Anvir, you and Lion and Eldwin are at the marketplace. What are you said you were with Lion, right?
I'm just kind of following him, yeah.
What are the two of you doing?
Well, Lion's just kind of looking for anything, like herbs, knowledge on herbs, things related to herbs, plants, interesting plants, just anything kind of related to plants he's kind of looking for, because he is a bit of a nature enthusiast.
All right. Is there something in particular you're looking for, or is this more just any plants that they're selling?
Just anything interesting. Not particularly useful, just interesting. You know what I mean?
So there
or-
are lots of plants here, mushrooms and herbs and other things that grow under the light stones, the sunstones. Nothing really too exotic. Most of the stuff here is pretty common, used for food or spices. If you want to look for something more exotic, give me a perception or a persuasion check.
Sure, I'll do a persuasion check.
Try to ask around.
Alrighty.
23.
23. That's not bad.
Pretty good.
Alright, so are you looking for something that's more like to be displayed on your windowsill, or
Not something like the end all be all of potion crafting ingredient, but more like something niche that has a use, whether it be in potions
oh, you're
or
looking for
something
rare
else,
herbs?
Not specifically rare herbs, just herbs that that are interesting. Like whether it
So
be niche herbs
Weird
that are
shit.
in like
Alright, well,
weird shit.
generally rare herbs are used to make potions. So I guess I'm. You're saying kind of two different things here. Like you said, you want something rare, but you want something that is used to make potions.
Okay.
Just say
so-
yes, you want to look at rare herbs.
Yes, rare herbs. Sorry.
All right. So less cosmetic and more practical is what you're
Yeah.
saying. All right.
Yeah.
So you would, with a 23, find a stall that is selling some rare herbs. She is more than happy to sell you some. How many gold pieces worth of rare herbs are you looking to buy?
How much will 25
Are
to
you
30
broke?
get me?
So, well, with the, give me another persuasion check.
Alrighty.
You haggle a bit for your herbs.
19.
She'll sell them at base price, so that'll get you about 30 gold pieces worth of rare herbs if you're spending 30.
30 sounds good.
Okay. So she kind of gets all these rare herbs and puts them in a kind of a bag for you and says these can be used to make many different types of potions as well as other alchemical and herbalist pursuits. Do you need any help with anything like that, or is this all you needed?
I was actually quite curious. Do you happen to know places where I can find wild versions of these? Possibly for use of growing my own.
As well,
Or am I able to grow these by extracting the seeds?
she says most of these require specific environments to grow in. There's do you have herbalism
I think I might actually. Let me check.
or an herbalist kit?
I do not.
Okay. So she would say a lot of these would require very specific.
Oh, I got an herbalism kit, yeah.
Oh, you do have one. You said you do have one. You know how to use it.
Yeah, I don't have proficiency in it, but I do have it.
Well, if you have proficiency, yeah, she would say a lot of these herbs require very specific knowledge to grow. I don't think you'd be able to grow them without that knowledge, but if you're looking to buy more of them, I can certainly continue providing them because they need specific amounts of like watering and light and environment to be cultivated within.
I see. Thank you for this wonderful information. Have an absolutely wonderful day. And he would give a slight bow.
And she smiles and nods. And Anvir, you were with him as well. Was there
I'm
any...
just kind of shadowing.
Okay. So... Eldwin.
This,
Go ahead.
nah, go ahead.
Eldwin, what are you doing?
I'm gonna be looking around, seeing if I can, if I can find someone to. And before I say the wrong one, I want to double check. You said that I can make ink if I had alchemist supplies, I believe.
Yeah, so you can use Well, you have to have spell components to make ink. Or
Yeah.
like arcane components if you're making arcane scrolls, like religious for religious scrolls, etc.
No, but for just like
Yeah. So
copying into
for,
Normal ass, just everyday writing.
yeah, just normal ink. Yeah. So if you want to make normal ink, you can use alchemy. I'll say, how much does ink cost? 5 gold pieces for a vial of ink.
No idea, let me look.
I can go look. Hang on.
It's actually 10 gold for 1 ounce.
All right. So if you want to create ink, there it is, ink. Yeah. So if you want to create ink, it'll cost you just 5 gold pieces and maybe, I don't know, an hour to make it and mix it and everything.
But it is alchemical supplies.
Yes. Well, it would just be. You could. I mean, if you're in the marketplace, you could just spend the gold pieces and make it. Say you bought the supplies for it.
Oh, because here's like what I want to try to do is see if I can find someone like in the market who does make the stuff and try and see if I can learn from them, like pay like taking like an internship or apprentice of some kind to learn how.
Do you have alchemy?
Like, do I have the?
Are you proficient with alchemist tools?
No, that's what. No,
Gotcha.
that's what I'm trying to do. Is get.
So
He's trying to find a teacher.
You're trying to learn how to be an alchemist, not make ink. Is that what you're saying?
And I'm getting myself confused.
I think we all are, don't worry.
So
Like, I'm just.
are you just very specifically trying to learn how to craft ink?
That's his main goal, but like that's my main goal is to learn how to do that for myself, so I don't have to spend more gold each time I want to make or copy spells.
Oh
But
no,
knowing
no,
that-
you have to do that. Alchemy does so. Even if you're an alchemist, if you don't, so scribing scrolls does not take normal ink. When you're making a scroll, you have to use magical inks to hold the magic, and it's 50 gold pieces per level of the spell, and that's regardless of whether you have alchemy or not.
He's
So-
talking about scribing into a spell book, though, not making a scroll.
Even scribing into a spell book, you need magical inks.
It's
if
still
you're a
the same,
wizard.
yeah.
It's the
Okay.
exact same. The thing with well, it's not the exact same because with scrolls, there's a little bit more involved because the scroll has to hold the magic. Since with the spell book, you use your magic. With the scroll, you use the magic in the scroll. But there's no way you can get to a point where it doesn't cost money. There are some things like certain schools, I think, of magic. If you're a specialist, it costs less to scribe them, but it's always going to cost money to scribe scrolls into your spellbook.
Yeah, like all the school classes get like a half price cost to their
Now-
particular school.
Yeah, now what you can do is if you're an alchemist, you can make that ink, so you don't have to be in a town to buy it, but
Yeah, that's
I
what.
think that's what he
kinda-
wants to do. He wants
Yeah,
to
that's what he
learn
wants
how to
to
make
do.
his
So-
own
so
magical ink.
that, I mean, mechanically speaking, you would have to pick up the alchemist tools skill, which would require a good deal of time. I guess you could get started on it, but that would probably be like a year's worth of training, like learning a language. So it would be an investment. You could get started now. It would just take a long time if you're looking just to pick up alchemy.
Yeah, I would look to see if someone would be willing to like get me started on that.
Sure. So give me a persuasion check to ask around about that, or if you have a different skill you want to use.
No, nothing else like will really help
All right. Yes.
me there, but
Let's go ahead and give me persuasion.
all right. Ooh, let's get that -1.
Oof.
Nice.
All right. So you spend a little while asking around the market. Unfortunately, no one in the market knows much about alchemy or being an alchemist. At least no one that you speak to. It is getting late, so there's not too many people here. One person suggests maybe asking around at the tavern, or yeah, maybe a different venue. They might have some more information.
I just love the fact that three of the PCs in this campaign have -1 charisma.
Yeah, you're not a very pretty group. All right, so that was probably most of the evening, activities. I was gonna pass time till the next day, unless you all wanted to do some RP or hanging out somewhere, or yeah, just in general.
I'm assuming we'll all eventually meet up at the bar.
The tavern. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, so doing your.
Will,
Go ahead.
after a couple of drinks, I'll feel guilty enough where I'll ask Soren, hey, would you be okay with me spending one of the gold bars to make some better armor for myself? It'll help the whole group.
Oh, I'll say, well, I mean, the bards are all of us. I'd assume we'd split them equally. I think there was 7 of them, so we all at least get one of them.
Okay.
What was the name of
Thanks.
your master?
Glim something.
And do we have him in
I
the
never-
journal yet?
No, because I wasn't going to make him my background.
All right, well, I can add him real quick.
Okay.
How do you spell his name?
GLIM.
Yeah.
I just took it out of the player's handbook, the gnome names.
Glim. All right.
So
I always use the
I can
fantasy
pick-
name generator. Hey,
you can pick one of the last names. Hang on. Let's go with
making the last name up now. I love it.
Glim Dergel.
Oh, is it Glim
D-A-E-R-G-E-L.
Gorbin?
Oh, maybe it is.
All right, I think I actually
Glim
have.
Goblin!
Yeah, I think I have him in here already. We
That
just,
makes sense. That sounds like a character name you would make up.
I thought that was Mary's. But here I'll display him because I was gonna say he might actually be able to teach alchemy to Eldwin.
I mean, he taught me how to use all the tools I know how to use.
Yeah, he's kind of an artisan.
I wasn't interested in alchemy, but
So
it's
maybe
messy.
maybe if you're all talking at the tavern, I don't know. Would you mention that to Eldwin that you think Glim
Sure.
is an alchemist? Okay.
Yeah, Glim's great with any tools. So yeah, I'll take you to talk with him first thing in the morning.
Oh, sure. That would be great.
All right. So
Gonna learn today.
did you also split up the gold bars at the table? Hand them out.
Yeah.
Sure.
So everybody gets one, including Miri.
How heavy are they?
I'm fine. Keep mine in the treasury.
All right. So 5 gold bars get split, and I guess Anvir donates
will
his to
stay.
the treasury.
Well, how heavy are the gold bars?
I have 158 gold on me. I am fine.
I think they're only
Like,
like
The weight of 100 coins.
Yeah, I think they're only like because I think 50 coins is a pound,
Okay.
so I want to say it's about 2 pounds per bar. Which
All right, so let's put two of them in the bag of holding, the extra one and Anvir's.
Yeah, and then everyone would get one, including Miri.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Awesome,
wealthy
awesome.
because I started off with armor I couldn't wear and then realized that and sold it.
That's a good way to do it.
That's one
I
way.
made a profit on the deal.
well, you I mean everyone has the same starting wealth. I mean, you would have had to buy that armor, so it seems like you would have taken a loss
Sure.
if you did that.
Actually, no, I'm trying to remember now. No, I
Because-
didn't do any
mean, if
gold. I
you-
just swapped the armors out. That's right. I just don't spend money, I think, is the thing.
Yeah,
But that
'cause-
you have a need for money.
yeah, because I know you have starting gold, and then you get like 100 gold pieces. I think it's second level, but there's no like
Yeah, but
you still have to buy all
if
your
you
stuff.
do, The starting equipment is worth much more than the starting gold you can get, typically.
Oh,
That is also
alright.
true.
So
I also had
I mean,
to
that doesn't
downgrade
mean
my armor.
that doesn't mean if
because I
you
sell
sell it,
heavy
you can
armor
get
to
more
get
because you're
medium
selling
armor.
it for half value.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Right.
that's right. I think it was just
But yeah, if you try
really
if you
expensive
try to buy
armor
the starting
and
gold,
really
like
cheap armor.
if you roll for starting gold and then try to buy the starting equipment, you'd have to roll really well to be able to afford it
Oh
all.
god, yeah,
usually.
it's ridiculous, especially with like chainmail and stuff, which you can start with.
Yeah.
It's a bit strange. Alright, well, anything else going on in the
I
evening?
think I'm just misremembering and trying to figure out where all my money's coming from.
Anyone else doing anything in the evening, or shall I pass time?
Lion may do what he did last time, which is, go out and just buy some cheap meat and, kind of make it a little cookout for, the less fortunate.
How much money are you putting towards that?
6 gold.
6 gold. Alright. So you kind of separate from the group at some point in the evening and go donate some money to the less fortunate of the town.
Basically, yeah.
Now, did you gain favor with them last time?
I think we did, but
Yeah.
he didn't want to report it because he knew we'd never cash it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you are just giving them stuff, that's fine. If you don't want to gain favor.
Yeah, just buying 6 gold worth of meat, cooking it out for her people, and so on.
Alright, so you spend gold and help some people out. The night would pass. So it is now the 86th of winter. Go ahead and spend money on your upkeeps, depending on how you're living.
How you living?
How are you
Envy
living?
is living great. He went from being an orphan to living a modest lifestyle of a gold a day. It's great. It's like going from normal to first class.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've also upgraded to modest from the poor lifestyle I was previously living.
Yeah, you did pretty good after that gold mine job. You made some money.
Oh god, yeah.
But I want to do an insight check when I'm talking to Gwen to see what she's done with the money that I gave her last time, because it was only a couple of days ago, right?
Well, if you ask her, she would say that
She-
this is your wife.
She's
right?
asking for more money already, and I'm like, what did you do with what I gave you a couple of days ago?
So she would say she's mostly been hiding it and saving up for possibly a better household and a better place to live, as well as feeding your people and paying off some of the bills that you had accrued with your drinking and poor choices.
Oh, right. Ouch.
She shrugs a bit. And,
Okay, well here's
Oh, yeah,
here's 10
those.
more.
Oh yeah, those. Yeah, those people that were
I'll give her
mad
another.
at you for not paying them. Yeah, she paid.
Oh
some
yeah,
of them.
the debt collectors with the hammers. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So she paid a bunch of them. All right.
Okay,
So you give
I'll
her
give
some more
her.
gold.
I'll give her another 10 gold.
All right. She's happy with that. She says, "I'm glad this new job is paying off so well. If this keeps up, we might actually be able to move to a nicer part of the cave."
Should have just fucked at one of the gold bars and see her shit it.
No, that's for armor.
Yeah.
I know,
mean,
it would have been so funny though.
You gotta invest money to make money, right?
That's right.
So she would ask, "What do you plan to do next?"
We have a meeting with the mayor in the morning. Not bragging about how important I am now or anything, but we will probably be doing another job for him. So I might be leaving town again. I don't know exactly when. Tomorrow, the day after, sometime. But hopefully it'll be another short trip like this was.
Yes, I hope so. But I'll keep things going. I'm just glad everything's working out. All right. So next day in the morning, yeah, you're talking to your wife, and after that, is the group gonna head to town hall?
To the town hall.
All right. So you all kind of meet up After some breakfast and discussions, you head over to speak with the mayor. He is happy to see you all again. It takes maybe 5-10 minutes for him to get you all, or get situated and have you all in, but he greets you. He says, Grey Wanderers, it's good that you're back. I wish to speak with you some more. But first, tell me, how did it go with our Knoll allies to the north? Can we count on them in the future?
Well, I think I did send him a message saying that we had closed the deal and they would be coming soon, didn't I?
All right, so that is still on the table then? They are still
Yes.
heading over?
Yes.
All right.
They're
Very good.
packing everything up and should be down in probably the next day or two.
Excellent, excellent. I'm glad to hear it. I don't suppose you were able to speak with Yuri? I'm curious how she's been doing. I haven't heard from Highguard yet.
Yes, we spoke to her on the way back. They've been holding off the attacks for a little while. She's not sure what's going on, but she's cautious.
Well, that's good. And I don't know if anyone told you, but Dosha had returned with his people, and I had
Yes.
sent them east to get settled in the farmlands and maybe help out with defense over there.
Yes, we had heard. That's great news.
He says, yes, things are certainly coming together. So yeah, things have been quiet here. I don't have much more information. If Yuri doesn't need your help, then I just say we keep an eye on things and make sure that the transition of the Blood Claw to our community is smooth. If you all wish to spend some time in town, that's fine, but if you have other plans to make your way and maybe do other jobs, I certainly understand as well.
I can't remember if we'd completely filled him in about the idea, the fact that there was a blood clause how to spy with the cultists.
No, you hadn't told them that
I
yet.
don't think we.
Yes. Well, we fill him in on that bit.
I just realized it's really dark in here. Sorry, give me a sec.
It's fine. It's mood lighting. We're in a cave. It's dark in the cave.
Oh, I was muted. So are you telling him about the spy?
Yes, of course.
He says,
We also
"Oh."
tell him about the dangerous creatures appearing near the blood claws.
Oh, the phase spiders?
And the ropers, and well, I think the ropers were fairly common for that area we had discussed.
And he says,
But yeah, the phase spiders.
Ropers aren't common, but they're a known threat in the caves. These phase spiders, I haven't heard of
Yes.
those before. I'm curious where they came from. But just more reason why our allies should be close, so we can all help defend each other. He says, well, I would be curious to speak to this chief about what his spy knows. Maybe once he gets here, I could arrange a meeting. But did he mention anything about the cultists and what they had found out through the spy? Anything we need to be aware of?
Does anyone remember? I don't remember particularly anything. But that could just be that I don't remember.
I don't believe there's anything. That
I
we
don't
need
think there's
to be
anything.
particularly aware of.
Just, I think that he recommended that it would probably be possible to cause them inner strife.
Nods. Says, all right. Well, I will have to speak to him when he gets here and see if we can come up with a plan. The cultists are a ticking time bomb, and they definitely can't be left to their own devices. They attacked us once, and there's nothing to guarantee that they'll leave us alone now. Actually, they've attacked us several times. Do you have any more information that you wish to share with me about what's going on?
Have we learned really anything else? Just they think the spy could get us in covertly and stuff like that.
I'd say nothing more to report until the blood claw gets here and we can sit down and talk about it more.
Oh, there is the thing that they want to turn their old village just into like a ceremonial area.
So,
But
of course,
other
they're
than that,
free
not
to
really.
do that. All right. Well, yeah. I guess for now we watch and wait. Will you be in town for the next few days?
Oh, yeah. And
I
do you
believe
need
so.
us, or someone else needs us, or something?
All right. Well, then I will send word if any information comes up. But for now, I would say just take it easy and work on what you need to.
Good.
All right. So we can. Yeah. Well, what do you all want to do? He would wish you a good eve and probably take off for the time being.
If he's
Mechanical question.
dismissing us out, you go ahead.
How would the process be for making like spell potions out of nature spells that have the effect of spells? Do you have rulings on that, or do you use a specific one?
To make potions.
Yeah, of specific spells, not just like healing potions.
I was actually.
Oh, you mean like potion of fire breath and stuff like that?
So, for potions, you would need to be proficient with herbalism or herbalism craft tools, basically. And I was actually just looking at this yesterday. It depends on the rarity of the item you're making. So, for example, like a healing potion is a common item. I think that's 25 gold and takes a day to brew. So it'd be like 25 gold worth of materials, and you could make one with a day of downtime.
I think he wants to know stuff more like about like potion of invisibility, potion of water.
If
the
you
ones
want to
that,
make
do spell like
uncommon and rare potion, you would need alchemy for like non-healing type potions. Generally, you would need a recipe or access to a major library, which I don't think any of you have here. So you probably couldn't make anything like an invisibility potion.
Unless Calithar's journal that he lent Sleepy has anything like that.
I heard my name.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, Lion is what I meant. I always call him Sleepy, but
Oh, that's fine.
yeah, no, Caliphar gave you that journal of like alchemy.
Oh yeah, different herbs and stuff.
What type of potion
Are there
are
any-
you looking to create?
Not sure. I was just kind of curious. I was thinking like turning, like if I could possibly use some with the spells that I know, like speak with animals and what stuff, possibly make potions of those, or more utility-based spells.
You could make potions out. The easiest ones to make are ones that are actually in the book. So if there's
Got
a
it.
potion of speak with animals that's in the book and it has a rarity, then those are easier to make. But if you're making something unique that doesn't exist as a regular item, I'd have to look into that.
Okay, no, that's fine. That answers my question. I'm just curious.
Yeah, no worries. What were you saying, Eldwin?
I was going to ask Onyx if he didn't mind introducing me to his mentor.
I guess I was planning to help him. Ask him to help me make this armor anyway. So let's go talk to him now.
All right. So you don't have to role play out all the downtime stuff unless you all want to.
That's fine.
Yes, we do.
Role play everything. All right.
Role player, it didn't happen. No.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
So if you were looking to speak with your master, he would be happy to help you work on your project. And he would also be happy to help Eldwin learn alchemy. So learning alchemy will take 365 days, and he's going to ask you for 5 gold pieces a day to pay for it,
Alright.
which is fairly cheap.
That's
It's effectively just asking you to cover the materials you use.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like for like working on brewing things and your alchemy tools exactly. So yeah, as you want to spend downtime, you can put it towards that project. So just record how much time you put into it. When you hit 365 days, you'll have proficiency in alchemy tools. All right.
Now,
I'm gonna.
Lou, are you going to use the rule where, in the player's handbook, where someone who is crafting doesn't have to spend the cost for lifestyle for that day?
Is that a rule?
It's in the player's handbook. I haven't. I don't really understand that, but that's
that's
if you look
weird.
at the between the interest.
Busy to live.
If you're crafting, you have to eat for the day or something. How does that work?
Here I'll post the. I think the
I think the
idea
idea
is
is they. Oh yeah, go.
I was gonna say I think it's that you're like making other stuff that you sell while you're doing it, but
Yeah, I don't see that.
this
it's
is
weird.
specifically what it says. It's the last paragraph of the crafting under
You're
downtime.
surviving off of the
Why would
fumes
they?
alone.
Why would they make that? That's such a weird rule. Like, you could live for free if you're working on your resources. That's
To be fair, it is only for like the lower tier ones, like for modest.
Because I guess the idea is for those tiers you're mainly paying for residence.
yeah. So why would you suddenly stop paying for residence if you're working on something?
Because I think the idea is like it's taverns and stuff like that. So if you're not in the tavern,
I'm not going to use that. I think that's.
I don't
silly.
buy it. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I'm not arguing the point. I think it's stupid.
I
I'm
do
just
have
trying
to
to
have-
see where the hell they came with.
Yeah.
I do have to have a forge to be able to do this.
Which
so,
you have a
according to
workshop, so. I mean,
I'm not actually using much metal, so
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. You're fine with your workshop. I won't necessarily make you. This is actually. I mean, if this is the skin, it's more the leather working anyway. So I was gonna pass some time. Does anyone else have any projects they want to work on as the days are passing?
I just have a quick question. Should I just mark down a 100 GP worth of gold bar in my inventory, or should I just have it as 100 gold coins?
So, if you want, you can exchange it at the town hall. They actually have enough money there to make that exchange. But
I'd probably do that.
yeah, I would suggest you put it in coin form unless you're storing it, because you're probably going to use it, right?
Yeah.
Can we just say we did that when we were at
Yeah,
the
yeah,
door?
that's-
Would they be able to take all 700?
That's completely
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
something I also wanted to go to the town hall and inquire about any buildings for sale. Pieces, lots of land, or anything like that.
Yeah. So they would ask, are you looking to build a house or buy a house that is derelict or being sold?
I guess the cost differences. I'm assuming the land would be cheaper, but the house would.
Yeah. So you
It-
could either or go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, basically, I'm assuming the land would be cheaper, and then I'd have the option of build what house I want.
Yeah, so it would be cheaper, but it would take time. You could get, you could hire laborers to make the house or help you make the house, and it would just be basically like a downtime project. Or you could just buy a house as it is, or buy a broken down house and fix it up, which would be a little cheaper, but less time. So, it depends on what you want to do.
Oh, well, I guess the houses that are for sale or even derelict houses fixed up, is there any, like, larger houses?
Like ones that could fit 5 people, I'm guessing.
So you're looking for more of like an actual
A group,
house than
I'm
like a
guessing.
hut, right?
Yeah. Like, something so we could actually kind of have, like, a base of operations.
So the fancier parts of town are more on the southern side, which is here, basically kind of in this area, here and here. There's also the others are mostly farmsteads and not for sale. The poorer part of town, of course, is up here, like where Onyx lives. There's housing up here, which is also kind of more poor and laborers. There's the old gnome estate, which Mary was looking at, which is kind of over here, and there's actually a bunch of abandoned houses over there, but those are more poor. All right, so you're looking for something a little bit more upscale. So
Not necessarily upscale, but I guess just large.
just large.
I
Yeah.
guess- yeah, you know.
Something that can comfortably fit the entire
like
group in
four,
it.
like 4 to 6 rooms, you know, somewhere around there.
All right. And you're looking to buy or create?
I kind of want to see what's possible there to buy first, and then if there's really nothing any good to buy, create. I guess, unless that is not relevant.
So you take a look around, and this is kind of part of your downtime project.
I can help him out with that as well, I'd say, just because I have no downtime project, really.
All right, so
I'm just wandering around with whoever.
there is a... let's see. Give me a d20 roll. 10. So you would find the closest thing, because you're looking for something that has a bedroom for each of you. Is that the idea? Like 6 rooms and then kitchens and
Like-
stuff?
Yeah, like 4 to 6 probably.
Alright. So I'll say that there is a 6-bedroom house that you would find that is being sold, and it's going for probably about 300 gold. Say,
Okay.
It's like a nicer, like 2-story with a basement. Pretty decent household.
I can definitely help chip in if you want. Like I said before, I have a lot of money and I don't spend it.
Oh yeah, so I'd say possibly talk to everyone because I have some money as well I can use for it. And we do have the extra bars that we could utilize.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We could literally just do like the 2 extra gold bars, and then we just have to come up with the extra 100 between the 6 of us.
I'm gonna say yes. Well, we have to go get Onyx for the rest of the bars anyway, so let's go get him, and then we can figure out if we want to do it. I think it's a good idea, though.
Alright, so is the group getting this house?
We're gonna go find Onyx.
Group, are we buying this house?
Because he had, yeah, basically.
Yeah, sure. I'll
We
take
He has
found them.
extra bars.
What does Eldwin and Lion say?
Lion's cool with it. He'll pitch in if needed.
Give you a
I
base.
I'll
guess it
say-
doesn't matter
yeah,
too much to
I'll-
Onyx. He doesn't need to live there.
I mean, I'm happy to chip in and pay for your house if you're going to chip in and help pay for mine. Seems like a
I
good
think
deal.
Onyx, you're allowed to be exempt for this.
Yeah.
So maybe we do. So do we want to say the 2 gold bars and then like $20 from each? Well, how broke is Otto and Dandy? 'Cause if
Lion
neither of you
just
have any
got
money.
Unfortunately, Otto probably can't make financial, contributions
Yeah.
right now, but you can always ask for her to chip in when she's back.
Yeah.
I'll say yeah. I mean, I'll offer if we use the 2 extra. I'll offer just 50 gold to the last 100.
Lion's got 100 gold from the gold bar.
Honest to God, I didn't even take my gold bar, and I think I'm still richer than all of you, so I'll give 50 as well.
Brag.
So I think me and Soren can just cover it.
All right.
Hopefully that covers it.
All right. So
Yeah.
You pay for your estate, and you now have the Grey Wanderer's estate. Let's see. I'll make a note of that.
The Grey Manor.
You want to call it the Grey Manor? All right. I'll change
Why
that.
not? I think it's a good name.
I've heard worse.
It's a gray manor.
The Grey Manor. The Grey Manor of the Grey Wanderers.
Great. Now we have to buy paint so that we paint it all gray.
There's a theme.
No, it's like the Grey Manor. You walk up, it's just rainbow color.
Yeah.
It's
Painted
ironic.
every color
It's
except for gray.
ironically named. All right.
It's the most ironically named thing ever.
We didn't pick the color.
Who's the quartermaster of this group?
Darren.
Thorin?
Me/Onyx. You kind of both do it.
All right. I'll
Yeah,
put
depending
you,
on who's there.
So I will put you both down as people who can edit the notes. The Grey Manor, I'm going to put it under character info, group info. So if you want to like record what's in the house, you can use that to like kind of describe, if you're building things or adding things or
Do we have
anything
to
like
buy
that.
furniture?
It's fine. Don't worry about that. We'll say the 300 kind of was included in getting the house kind of set up. You can also store things there. So quartermaster, you can mark things that you've left at the Grey Manor if you want,
Got it.
instead of just having it on people. If you're in town, you can transfer things there. So far, it just has 6 rooms and like a kitchen. Basically, it's a basic house. So if you want to put other things in there, just let me know.
Is there any, I guess, how much land does this house come with? Any land? Or is there any other smaller houses nearby?
No, there's very little land. There's like a small backyard.
Okay. Is there houses like directly next doors, or is there place to like kind of expand if needed?
No, there's houses in the area. It's not that much land. But you could probably
We do
expand a
own
little bit.
a house. We're fine.
No.
Yeah.
that's-
We do have a spare room that we're not going to do anything with.
It's got a septic system. It's got 70s windows. Some. Okay, so yeah, you got your house. Anything else that you all are those any other? Oh, hang on, we're doing the downtime projects, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess anything
Anything
else
I
that's
really-
not a project that you guys want to do, or the group wanted to do.
Not that I can think of, aside from, just upkeep on the plants, food.
All right, maybe you want to start a little garden in the backyard.
Yeah, something like that. Just flowers and stuff.
You want to plant your
Yeah.
spiky plants back there?
He'll plant one of them back there.
All right. So Lion is kind of making a
Oh,
little
there go.
garden. So Lion, do you have knowledge nature?
I
think you do.
I do not.
Okay.
I do not have proficiency in it, but I have a +1 in it.
Is it survival you're proficient in? Then?
Survival.
Yeah, survival.
I was gonna say
got the two mixed up.
if you don't have herbalism, another option if you're looking to grow rare herbs could be knowledge nature. But if you're not trained in that, you probably wouldn't know much about how to grow and maintain those types of herbs.
Yeah.
So you could probably more just maintain normal plants if you're untrained, which is fine.
Yeah.
All right.
And plus, I can always just learn later on how to use the herbalism kit, or get proficiency in.
Yeah, you can get training, like Eldwin's doing with alchemy. So down in terms of downtime projects, we have Eldwin is learning alchemy. Onyx is crafting a breastplate. Is anyone else working on anything over this downtime? I got a comment in one of my games that I should give more time to downtime, so I want to make sure people have time to, grow themselves outside of the adventure.
Can I use cartographer tools without being proficient? It's just not as good, or do I have to be proficient?
Generally speaking, you have to be proficient with tools to use them.
Got it. And to learn, and is it for any new tool proficiency? Will it be roughly the same ruling of it takes like roughly a year to get fully proficient in it?
Yeah, that's what I'm going with for now.
Okay, I'm just
because
curious.
I think the only example they give for learning skills is like languages, which takes a year. So I figure learning a tool would probably take around the same time. So yeah,
Okay. Okay, I have a secondary question, but I might ask after the session. Okay, yeah, I don't think I'm doing anything else for now.
all right. So time passes. I'm gonna say, give me a d20 roll. Oh. Actually, things are going pretty well. It's quiet. The town is prospering. A caravan comes into town, bringing a bunch of new supplies and people. Oh wait, what do we got
Ooh,
here?
anything interesting?
You linking some rules to me?
I'm confirming that it says learning a new language is the exact same as training with a new set of tools.
It's
I'm just
250
confirming that
days.
you were correct.
250. Okay, so not three. What did I say? 365. So we'll say 250. That's fine.
A little shorter.
Yeah. a little
Oh
shorter.
yeah. Oh okay.
And it costs 1 gold a day.
All right. So 1 gold a day, 250 days. Wow, that's cheap. All right. I thought it would be more expensive.
That's just 250 days in
Well,
game time.
So you
Glenn's
got so
knowledge is worth the extra money though.
this. Sorry, this is just even stupider to me. It is easier to learn how to craft armor than to craft the armor.
Yeah.
I mean, that could
mean-
be true sometimes, depending on what you're making.
It's a correspondence course. Like
Yeah, you're going to
taking
night school.
online- You're taking an online course. You're not actually hands-on in
Yeah.
the fort.
Yeah.
You're just like, it's lectures.
You're getting your, you're working on your associates.
All
in your
theory
free
work.
Time. Yeah.
You're learning from YouTube videos. So
You're just paying for the internet subscription so you can watch YouTube videos.
exactly.
All right. All right. So yeah, sorry about that. There's a caravan comes to town, bringing new people and new supplies. So I don't know if you want to look into that or keep passing time.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see if there's anything particularly fun they brought through.
Yeah,
Sure. What are you looking
I'd like
for?
to talk.
All right. So yeah, what are you gonna look for in the marketplace? I don't think we have to do this separate. As a group, what are you gonna look for?
Any fun magical things?
Probably not.
Yeah,
Probably not. That's...
you don't think they're. It's very rare. Like if someone is selling a magical item, it's usually they don't even know they're selling it. Yeah, you don't. There's no one selling magical items as far as you know. There are people selling potions, like healing potions and things like that.
Any interesting potions?
So give me a d20 roll. If you're doing, I guess you could use persuasion to ask around.
Would it be persuasion to talk around or perception to look around?
No, you could use either. That's fine.
$13.
So you're kind of looking through some of the wares that one of the herbalists is selling. It looks like she has some healing potions for sale, and actually she does have one greater healing potion, which is not something you usually see for sale. Yeah, you can buy that for book price, Onyx. That's fine.
How much would the greater put us back?
So you inquire. She says, yes. I can sell you this one for 300 gold pieces. It's the cost of your house.
Yes. Good lord, I've asked for that.
She nods and says, yeah, I don't usually get many people who can afford this, but I do have it, so I'm looking for that special person to pay me all the money for it.
Have a quick discussion with my group.
Oh, yes, of
Do
course. I'll be here a few days.
There's a greater healing potion. Do we want to try and get it?
I
For
mean,
how much?
300.
Already.
We could maybe try and talk her down,
no,
but
I think we're good.
I think we're good, yes.
Which is
To be fair,
actually,
that is-
that's a good
that's
price
actually
for
pretty
that.
close. They're like 250 normal price. Like book price is 250 for a grade.
No, yeah.
Yeah, 300 isn't bad.
But we're good for right now. We have one or two already.
Okay.
I think we have one, and then we have like 3 or 4 normal.
Alright, well, she's
Alright.
also selling. Go ahead.
It's like, we picked up greater healing when we looted.
Out of that,
the
yeah.
others. So do
You
you,
got one
I
greater.
already have. You want to hold on to the other since you get beat up just as much as I do, or at least attacked as much as I do.
Wait, who are you talking to?
Lion.
Uh,
Hmm. Can you repeat that, please?
do you want some healing potions?
Oh, no. I will be fine. But thank you for your offer.
I think honestly, you, maybe Soren should. The two of you should probably keep the health potions the most because you're the ones. Well, especially Soren is usually out of danger more.
From what I have, Onyx should have one small one. I have one small one. Eldwin has
3.
2 graders and 3 smalls.
2 graders. Where'd the second grader come from?
We just recently got one. I think he had one from a while ago.
You found.
I had one from a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
and then we just got a second one that is also on your person because it's
Oh,
from
yeah.
the new potions that you identified, and then a gaseous. Eldwin also has a gaseous form potion.
Oh, it's from the Roper treasury.
Yeah,
Roper. That's
Yeah, I
it.
remembered that one. I don't remember getting the first one.
we had the first one from a
Yep.
minute ago. Had that for a long time.
Yeah, from before the null base.
Jeez. No wonder I don't remember.
Alright. Does anyone else want to buy anything?
I think I'm good.
Okay. So.
I don't want to buy anything, but I would go around to the caravan and ask, and I would just go around like to the different travelers and see if they like ask about like describe the sword that I'm looking for, and see if they've heard of anyone with a sword that matches the description.
Now, which sword was that?
That was my father's. Well, kind of.
So, are you talking about? Wait, so you have that special sword from your backstory? Is this a different sword?
Yeah. Here, I'll message you real quick.
All right. It's been a moment since we talked your backstory, so yeah, let me take
It's
a
been
look.
a while,
At that.
yeah.
I'll take a look at that. So I'll say, Lion, you do see someone who looks like they are selling some more herbs, but also looks like they're selling them more in plant form than actually like cut up and ready to be used as potion making.
Line, beeline Sorsen.
Alright. So yeah, you see a couple of potted plants that look like different kinds of strange vines. A couple of them look really pretty. Some flowers on them. The man nods to you as you approach. He says, are you interested in buying some of my wares?
I am quite interested. Please, what are these things?
Alright,
If you don't mind me asking.
So he would start talking about some of the vines and some of the rare stemmy plants. One that looks kind of like a turnip. He says, well, these are grown in kind of specific climates around the caves. I sell these to people who are looking to set up special gardens.
What kind of properties do they have?
Says, oh, well, many of them are medicinal, often used for, potion craft and alchemical purposes. But others can be used to help in the crafting of medicine kits and, just in general healing properties.
I see, I see. How much for her, just in general?
He says, well, I have several specimens. What sort of garden do you have?
Well, consider me a bit of a beginner. I have a bit of a garden and at our party a house.
A beginner, eh? He scratches his chin. Says, well, most of these probably wouldn't be good for you, but there is one. And he pulls one of the viney plants from the back, has some leaves coming off of it. He says, this plant is pretty young, and it should grow in this cave, really, if you have a place with dirt. As long as it gets exposure to the sunstones up above, and it has to be watered a very specific amount, or it won't survive. It's one of the things that makes it more rare. So it does take a little bit of tending to keep, to keep healthy. But if you're interested, I'd be happy to sell it to you for, I'll say, 5 gold pieces.
That would be
Ryan's gonna end up
absolutely
hiring a gardener.
I'll just hire a garden gnome.
Yeah. Very well. So he, if you give him the 5 gold pieces, he slips you the potted viney plant, and he says, "Just make sure." He gives you a specific amount that it needs watering. And he says, "Just make sure it's watered every day, or it will shrivel up very quickly."
All right, I will make sure of that. Thank you for your time, and when I say you have a very wonderful set of wares, I hope you find many good business ventures in the future.
Well, I hope so, though I don't find many in these parts that are interested in herbology. We'll see.
Well, either way, I wish you luck, and thank you for your business. And Lion will take the plant eagerly, but with a ginger care. He's not like shaking it around like a kid.
All right. Let me check the message I got from Eldwin.
Sorry, did not mean to do that.
That's okay.
Yes, you did, you liar.
So give me a persuasion check.
Damn, nat 20. -1.
Wow, for a 19. I'll take that though.
So were you just asking about your mother? And if they may have seen her?
Got the sword, I think it was.
Yeah, about the sword.
Okay. So if anyone had seen that particular sword for sale?
If they'd seen anyone with it or heard about it or something like that.
So you spend some time talking to the caravan people, and one of the people says that they were in a settlement over by the Dark Sea, which is over here, and they saw someone wielding a sword like that, but that was several weeks ago. So they're not sure what became of that person afterwards. Were you asking about anything else, or was that it?
No, that was it.
Okay.
I'd ask people of the caravan just if they've heard about the new alliance that Vandalholm has teamed up with 2 tribes of Nils.
So most of the rumors going around. Give me a, I guess, persuasion if you're trying to know about rumors and what's been happening.
Just kind of also trying to talk up the it would still probably be persuasion either way, but yeah, I'm also just kind of trying to talk the Knowles up, so maybe if people are a little trusting of them. Oh God, no, I do a terrible job.
All right. Yeah.
Everyone's in panic.
So, you talk to some people. It seems like there's a lot of talk about right now with the caravan. There's a lot of talk of the cultists in the area, and apparently many members of the Steel Shadow have been spotted around these parts, and they're kind of curious what that mercenary group is doing around here. It's making a lot of the travelers nervous about even coming here. Apparently, there's a lot of political turmoil in the capital. There's been a lot of infighting, so there's been some amount of people fleeing that area. So there's been some refugees, though very few have come this far, because that's pretty far away. And there's been trouble with drow attacks in the caves, which is a constant threat. Mostly bandits or people taking slaves. That's what mostly you hear from the caravan talk. With the 6, anyway.
Yes.
Anyone else doing anything?
Lion will actually go grab a barrel, or, buy a barrel.
Alright.
Specifically one filled with, clean drinking water.
Alright, yeah, you could probably buy water by the barrels. There are bunches, there are wells, there are wells all over, as well as a clean drinking source that flows through the side of the cave over here, so water's pretty easy to get. It's one of the reasons the town was built here.
I gotcha. So how much would that be?
A barrel of water? I don't know, barrels are cheap, probably.
How much for the barrel? I guess
Yeah,
like
it's
a
basically
copper.
you get a barrel, then you fill it up. It's probably like a silver
All
piece.
In that case, I'll get 2, one for each of my spiders.
Okay. So you get a bunch of barrels, fill them with water, and bring them home?
Just attach them to the side of each of the saddlebags, on the 2 pack spiders.
So a barrel of water is going to be pretty heavy.
I'd weigh like fair bit. What, 20, maybe even more pounds? Probably closer to 30.
Yeah.
Depends
hang
on how many liter. I guess it depends on the size of the barrel.
You could look up like a barrel of wine. It would be considerably or similar in weight. There's a bunch of entries on wine cellars. Really? There's no wine barrels?
A barrel of water weighs 60 pounds.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, that's a riddle.
It says barrels are 70 pounds.
Oh, wow.
I'm guessing that's with the liquid inside them. They can hold 40 gallons of liquid, or 4 cubic feet of solid material. So they are pretty heavy, but if your spiders can carry those, it's fine.
Yeah, that should be good, yeah.
Okay. So you get some barrels, fill them with water, and put them on your spiders. Anyone else doing anything? Alright, so I'm going to pass some time then. You all interact with the caravan a bit as time continues to pass. So it's been 5 days so far. So go ahead and adjust to your costs for, living.
Alrighty.
5 extra days since the first one, or
Yeah, 5 days since you started the downtime. So it is now the 91st of winter. It's getting very close to spring. So you can put 5 days towards your various projects that you're working on. Now, were you getting someone to train you in herbalism tools, Lion?
Yeah, actually, that would be nice.
So you could say you're working on that as your downtime. So yeah, that's the same thing. You could once you get 250 days, you gain the skill. But right now you'd have 5, and you would have spent 5 gold pieces,
All right.
and that's in addition to all your other stuff. All right, but after the
Sounds
5
good.
days, you would hear word that the Blood Hand have arrived in town, or the Blood Claw. Sorry.
Oh,
Ooh.
that would affect me more if it were the Blood Hand.
Like, not the Blood Hand.
Well, if I heard that news, I'd definitely be encouraging everyone else near me to say, "Oh, we should go greet them."
Lion would probably be fine with that. He'd
Sure.
probably go out and.
All right, so you're going to go say hello.
Yeah.
All right, so
Also,
yeah.
if it's been 5 days, probably at least one or twice of those times I would have just messaged you and just saying, "Hey, just double checking it's still all quiet up there."
Yeah, no, she, well, if you message her, she would say, yes, things are still quiet. In fact, we're getting ready to head back down. I'm going to bring the majority of the soldiers back soon and keep a couple up here just in case.
Oh, good.
All right. So, you would go and speak with your allies at the north part of town. And you would indeed see Ergun up there. Looks like he's talking to some of the humans, trying to translate. He looks a bit frustrated, actually, when you go see him. You would see he has his people there, and one of the soldiers who he's talking to, he looks like he's a bit frustrated. When he sees you, he waves and he says, Grey Wanderers, it is good to see you. We've arrived. And
Yes,
his mood brightens considerably.
Welcome.
friends.
He says, this is a very impressive village you have here. This wall, this must have taken you quite a while to build it.
I do believe this city has been here for a few hundred years. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, that would make sense then. So we have arrived. I was talking to some of your warriors at the gate, and they were telling me we should just wait here for the time being. Is that correct?
I would say I
Have
think
they,
I think the mayor wanted to meet you. I would say maybe
Yes.
have your troops wait here, and you could come with us. We could introduce you to the mayor.
The guard kind of looks over when you say that. He says, "Did the mayor tell you that?"
When we last spoke to the mayor, he did show great eagerness to speak to the chieftain here.
All right, someone give me a persuasion check.
I got persuasion.
Can a couple of
I-
us do it?
Sure.
Well, were you talking during that?
I'll say, yeah, anyone who's talking up to 2 of you can make it.
okay then.
Did you want to say something, Lion?
Nah, I'll just stand back and.
All right.
I
so
can't persuade shit today.
yeah. So the guard kind of nods and says, "All right. Well, you all wait here then, and let's see if we can get a meeting with the mayor." He didn't really tell me anything about your arrival, but hang on. So the guard goes to speak with the mayor. Is the group doing anything?
Probably just.
No, I'll just kind of wait with
Just wait.
Ergun.
I might just ask how the travel was. Did they run into any problems? Stuff like that.
He says, no, but I got word from our friends, or our spy to the north, and he lowers his voice a little and says, it seems that the cultists have been hard at work, bringing in many new recruits as well as slaves, and their numbers have grown quite a bit. Also, I have heard word that there have been some demonic summonings within their territory, and the cultists might be using demons, creatures of Yinagu in the Abyss, to help defend their areas.
Oh, the mayor's definitely gonna want to hear about this.
He nods. He says, I don't know much about these demons, but it sounds like they are very dangerous.
Do I know much about demons of Yinagu? Or
Uh,
like
that,
what kind of demons he would summon?
that would be Arcana.
Really? Arcana? Wouldn't be religion or anything like that?
Not for fiends. Fiends are more the planes.
Okay, fair enough. I can never remember like which one is like considered the what.
Alright, so apparently Onyx knows a lot about demons. I don't know if he's ever encountered any, but he's read a lot.
He has a lot of inner ones.
So yeah, you know that demons are beings of basically pure chaos. They have no interest in creating, only destroying and causing havoc. And if one is released into the prime material plane, they should be killed / destroyed or trapped as soon as possible, or they can create a lot of damage.
Are there any particular ones linked to Yinagu that you would know about? Or?
I mean, Inagu is a demon lord. I know that, but
So-
I think lesser demons just follow whoever is strongest. So it could be any.
Yeah, generally how demon society works, if you even call it a society, is just power is used to dominate and control demons below whoever the demon is who's in charge. There isn't a specific type of demon Yinagu uses, just generally any demons in the Abyss that he can subjugate and force to serve him.
I wasn't sure if there was like, oh yeah, this demon, you see him, you know it's Yinagu related kind of thing.
No, there isn't really like. I mean, there's a couple of signature demons for some of the demon lords. Like, I know there's an orc one. I forget the name of it, but I don't think there's one for Yinagu.
I thought he had like the No, I think I'm actually thinking of a homebrew monster someone made.
Yeah, it's probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Because yeah, generally there are very few like specialist demons.
Yeah.
Alright. So anyway, the mayor would come after a little bit. He walks up and smiles, shaking Ergun's hand, which Ergun is a bit confused of, and kind of pats him on the
Human
shoulder.
greeting.
Yeah, he kind of figures it out. And he says, they start talking. He says, it is good to finally meet you. I believe Mayor? And the mayor nods. He says, yes, and it's good to meet you, Shaman Brightclaw. And the mayor says, I think it's good to have you here, first off. Welcome. If there's anything your people need, of course, food or water, I can get that for you. But I was thinking one of our farming colonies might benefit from your help, especially with the powerful warriors you have at your disposal. And I'm not going to roleplay all of it out, but basically, like, they talk a bit and they decide they're going to send him to Highguard up north of here to help with the defense there, which the shaman is fine with. And yeah, everything is set. So, why don't we take a quick break? Because we're at about the halfway. Or actually, we're over the halfway. Why don't we take a quick stretch and bathroom break, and I'll come back after that.
Okie dokie. Beer.
Yeah, like 5 minutes.
Just quickly, did Yinagu, did he mention about the new information about the spy during all that?
Well, so he says to the mayor that he has some information on the cultists and that they should speak in private. And the mayor
Okay,
nods.
I just wanted to make sure that did get brought up.
Yeah, so they're going to talk about it. Alright, I'll be back in a moment.
So how you been?
Can't complain.
That's good.
How about you?
Not too bad, not too bad. I said when you were coming in and out, so you probably didn't hear. I did a trial behind a bar the other day, so it was my first time behind a bar, so that was pretty good. So might get into a bartending job soon,
Nice.
which is better than working at Macca's because I've been there for like 5 years now. Yeah, I was telling everyone that liquor laws are weird here in Australia compared to America. Like, we're a lot more fussy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like in America, the owner needs a liquor license, and then that premises can serve liquor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in Australia, the bartenders need something known as an
Damn
RSA, which is the Responsible Service of Alcohol.
Huh.
And yeah, it's like a driver's license, effectively. Like, you got to renew it every like 5 years and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And they do one for
Probably
gambling as
something-
well.
Yeah, it's probably something that we could use here.
I think it's because we have a younger drinking age in Australia, so they want people to be more aware of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because in Australia, it's a lot easier for someone who's like 16 to just walk into a bar and no one question it than it would be in America.
Right.
Because here, it's like, oh yeah, you look under 21, we're going to card you. Like, when I turned 18, I think I got carded twice. I've been carded, I think, twice or 3 times since I've turned 18. Because I just don't look young. I think it's the voice as well, because I've always had a very deep voice, so people are always like, yeah, nah, that guy's a man.
Right.
Even back in primary school, I always had like the deepest voice around. I think when I was in primary school, I sounded more like Sleepy.
Wait a
That's-
second.
I'm not saying your voice is high. I'm just saying that's how like low for a child. That would be a very low voice, is what I'm saying.
But yeah, I understand. Like, I have a pretty high pitched voice. I have to actually
You really
whisper
don't.
most of the time because my
It's not
voice
even that
carries so
bad.
far.
I don't find it that high pitched. But then again, I have met some proper Valley Girl ass bitches. I live in a town that Valley Girls love because they love making fun of it. Because the name of my town is Yas.
Yes, queen.
Exactly. I had a door-to-door salesman come into my house. It's like, oh my god, I love this town because I love saying Yas. It's just like, how do you expect me to take you seriously after that? Whose last child
So-
is this?
Also, guys, I just thought of something interesting. You see, what kind of sparked this was that I can't just leave the viney the viney medicine plant at the Gray Manor because it needs to be watered every day, and we sometimes
Yeah,
leave
that's
for
what I was
multiple
saying.
days.
Right.
So I'm just keeping it on me for now. But
We just
And that's also
hire
the reason
Noel
I-
Butler.
Yeah, you
That's
could
why
see
I
it
made
with
the
somebody.
I
joke.
thought of something better. Okay, so there's a lot of different wizard spells that are pretty interesting, but you gotta, copy them over onto your spell book instead of just learning them as you level up. But there is one that caught my eye, and it's one of my favorites, Tiny Servant. And basically, what I can do is animate the potted plant, not the plant, but the pot itself, and then it can just walk around and water itself, and it lasts for 8 hours.
Well, the only problem with that is you would have to be in town to animate it.
Oh yeah, yeah. So it's not exactly something very good for um, having it do its thing while we're out. But you know, it's an idea, something I can kind of go on from. And plus,
Yeah,
it's,
well, be a
it's
great
just a
party
fun
trick.
Plus, it's just a fun little idea. Just have like 10 different potted plants just waddling around.
Now, is
I
that
love
It's
a
Female
like,
Beauty and the Beast.
is that a cantrip or is that an actual spell?
That's a spell.
Yeah, third level spell.
Oh,
Transmutation, Tiny
jeez.
Serpent.
Alright. So that would require quite a bit of magic to do. If it's a third level spell.
That's true.
But if you're just looking to do party tricks, that might be a interesting little investment.
It's not concentration?
No, it's just 8 hours.
Huh.
And then if I get Meta Magic Adept, I can spend 1 sorcery point to cast extend, or use extended spell, which bumps it from 8 hours to 16.
Yeah.
Alright, is everyone back?
Yep, I think so.
Question though, I thought you could only take. Can't you only take class-specific spells if you're that level of the class? Isn't that like the weird thing about multi-class? Like technically you have third-level spell slots, but you can't have third-level spell.
Yeah,
Spells,
not until
because
you
you're
get to
not
that
clever.
point.
Yeah. So that means you don't have any third-level spells yet.
Oh, no, not now, but I'm saying in the future.
I thought you were saying now, and I'm like, wait, how the hell does that work?
No, I do not.
How did you get them?
I'll have access to third level spells next level, but not now.
So what do you intend to do with that plant that you're growing?
Which one? There's several.
The one that requires the specific
one.
watering.
The viney one. I don't have any plans right now, but I just like the idea of having it hanging off one of my pack spiders, and you just water from the barrels just to water it every day, the specified amount.
Alright, that's fair. Soren, are you back?
Oh yeah.
Alright, so, so yeah, the 5 days passed. The knolls are situated. The governor or mayor is talking to Brightclaw about what's going on. And actually, he would then summon all of you to a meeting.
Nice.
Taste.
All right. So, meeting with the governor and Ergun, or Shaman Brightclaw, he would say, so from what Ergun has told me, it seems like the cultists are expanding their people quite a bit. And summoning demons. So I don't think we can put this off. We need to try to infiltrate and see what we can do to break up their operation. Now, this would be a very dangerous task. And I think that pretty much the only ones within the town who would be up to it would be either yourselves and or Yuri. Is this something that you'd be willing to do to help the town infiltrate this cultist base?
I would be willing.
I don't expect
Anything
you.
to help.
Nice as well. That is very generous of you, and of course, I don't expect you to do it for free. Is there a price that you would wish to charge for your services? Or anything the town can do to repay you for doing this?
We could do a similar deal that we did with Yuri, which is a small portion of gold each, and then our choice of the spoils from the main base.
Well, of course you would have your choice of spoils. We would have no claim over them. I don't know if we can send our armies to back you up. That's the trick here. The base may have demons guarding it, so a large force of soldiers, while effective, could be wiped out as we don't have a good way of dealing with demonic creatures.
It's best, yes, probably. You would face probably very heavy casualties.
He nods and he says, most likely this would be a specialist mission. This would be up to you and your group to solve. I could send Yuri in with you, though I'd rather keep her here in case the town needs her.
That is fair.
You might want to go to... Or sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I believe Yuri's better served here.
He nods. He says, Dosha is currently in Last Light. You might want to go there to speak with him and recruit him for this task. He is also fairly skilled.
Oh yes, he's a great tracker, very stealthy.
And
Good scout.
he says, I don't know what other mercenaries are in the area. You could ask... he kind of looks to Brightclaw, who says, I have some warriors, but none around the skill level of your group. He says, you have shown yourselves time and time again to be quite ferocious in battle, slaying monsters that made short work of my guards.
It could be time to call in that debt.
Possibly thinking the same thing. Could get Calithar's help for this.
He is still in town.
I think we need it. Yes.
Demons definitely sounds like something a dragon would be great against.
Maybe you could use the dragon to help clear out the cave, getting you easier access to the cultist base. He says, well, you could speak with Calithar, but yeah, maybe he would be willing to help you in some way.
That's definitely a possible option there.
You know, is there a place he usually stays around town, or?
I mean, you spoke to him a few times. You've seen him at the inn a bunch.
So, I might... Well, we're probably not going to head out today, are we?
I mean, I'm fine with whatever.
I would suggest you go soon. Of course, at your discretion, but at this point, if what the spy has said is true, then the longer we wait, the more a danger these cultists could become.
What time is it at the moment?
It's probably early day.
Oh,
It's-
no, that's fine. I thought it would be later then.
Yeah, it's probably... So it's 91st winter, it's probably like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, God, no. I thought it would probably be, like, past afternoon or something like that.
It's still
No,
pretty
no, we
early.
should be fine. Alrighty.
So yeah, I guess the only thing, as I said, what is it that you would want from us for payment? Who's the
Any
leader of
thoughts,
this
people?
group?
Soren?
So,
Yeah,
maybe-
kinda.
Maybe kind of look to Soren and maybe a couple of you.
I'll say, well, probably at least the same rate as
Oh.
last time. I'd say possibly
Yeah,
a
but
little
this time
more.
we're going in alone, so
Yeah, definitely a little
least-
more. I think.
100, 150.
Yeah, I was going to say Hundo.
150 each or 150?
Each.
Give me a persuasion check, anyone who's been talking.
I'm gonna spend a sorry point, because why not?
Get that money.
Money, money, money.
I'm now realizing, has anyone with a positive persuasion actually been talking? Oh, that should be so
God!
high.
I used that story point, or else it would have been a 4.
Ooh.
Do you have a group face? I guess
It's
Mary.
kind of been sleepy.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I
just
do have a
thinking
plus
Mary,
5
yeah.
in persuasion.
It was. We
You're
had it
lying.
as Falsus before, and then he left, and then we just kind of never replaced him.
Okay. So
No, it sounds like it sounds like it should be Lion with the +5 persuasion.
Oh god, yeah.
well, has Lion said anything?
No, not really.
That's the problem. He's too passive.
He's kind of been listening. Well, he is still kind of new to the group. Ish.
I got a 19 though.
Yeah, alright, so he says 150 is quite a bit, but it should, it's fair for the amount of work you'll end up doing. I can agree to that. So 150 for the 6 of you.
Yep.
What about, this is not him, but what about Dosha? Or are you bringing anyone else besides the 6 of you?
I think we were going to talk to Calathar.
Alright, so is he not gonna be in on the payment?
But he owes us a debt
we
anyway, so.
I would say I don't believe so.
Okay. So yeah, it's your discretion, of course, and let us know what you need. I don't want you to do anything too rash. If it seems like this job is too dangerous, then by all means retreat and just let us know what's going on if you get inside the base and find it to be overwhelming. And do what you can. And Bright Claw nods, and he says, "There is of course our contact. What's his name? We have a contact on the inside. If you, how could you get in touch with him?" He says he would often meet us at a certain point within the caves nearby. It might be good to start with meeting him. He is usually there every day around 6 o'clock. I can have one of my scouts go with you to show you the spot.
Sounds good. Did we also just completely separate? Are we going to get Dosha as well, or just Calathar?
I'll probably stop.
Having
by
a Null
Dosha.
with us
We gotta-
might be good.
We kind of have to go that way, so
Yeah.
let's stop by and get Dosha.
All right.
Having a Null face around would be good.
On the way, pretty much. So
On the way. Alright, so he thanks you again and says, of course, let me know what the group needs, and or if the group needs anything. So what do you all want to do?
Do we want to start heading to the bar, and I'll send a quick message to Calathar to meet us there?
Yeah, the bar sounds good.
yeah, it works.
Alright.
I'll send a message to Calathar, sending to Calathar, just saying, could you meet us at the Devil Hearth? We may potentially have need of that debt.
Says, yes,
Since we're
I will meet you there, he says.
since we were at town hall, I'll just run to my house first before going to the tavern and tell Gwen, looks like I'm heading out again. I'll give her another 10 gold pieces, and I will tell her, should you hear of my untimely demise, you can sell all the stuff in the workshop. But not before then. Not before you hear that.
She gives you a bit of a look. Give me a persuasion check. She says, untimely demise. I just paid off all your debts and now you're going to go get yourself killed. And she gives you a half smile.
I'm going to try not to get myself killed.
She says, yeah, how about you don't get yourself killed? And make sure you come back home to your daughter. And she says, well,
Bye, Bunny.
bye, Daddy. And your wife and daughter give you big hugs and kisses and wish you well. Your wife seems to be warming up a little bit to you.
What's an untimely demise?
Yeah. I assume you didn't say
What's
that part in
that?
front of your daughter.
I know, I'm just being a dick.
No, I did not.
Yeah.
spoke in code.
So you wish your family farewell, and they give you a goodbye, and then you head over to the Devil's Hearth. So yeah, you're all
3 days. 3 days short of finishing the armor.
yeah, unless you want to hang around for 3 days.
I was thinking about working all night. If I could convince them not to leave until tomorrow at this time, just work 24 hours straight, take a level of exhaustion.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't be great because then you would have to roll for your armor with exhaustion on you.
with disadvantage.
Yeah. So that might not be the best idea. But anyway, so you're all at the Devil's Hearth, sitting around your table. A couple of like friendly bar people around with you who have gotten to know you. Of course, being the heroes that you are. Calathar would walk over a couple of minutes later as he joins the tavern and takes a seat. And he says, "What is it? Do you finally have your favor figured out?"
Yes, we think so. We looks like we'll be going into a fairly tricky situation, and the backup would definitely be appreciated.
He says, "Is there a specific need you have, or is this another thing where I just follow you around and help you fight things?"
Specifically, taking down the demons would be great. And I fill him in about the news.
Demons. I haven't fought.
Yeah.
I haven't fought abyssals in, well, quite some time.
So yeah, I'll probably just basically fill him in the plans. Like we plan to infiltrate the main cultist base, and we've got word. I guess they've been summoning demons of their god.
He nods and says, "That is quite the favor. I suppose I could at least help you for some of that. Although,
Even if it's just some backline support.
certainly, we'll figure something out. I've enjoyed my time in this town, though I have been getting, I don't want to say bored, but maybe a little anxious. It'd be nice to get out and stretch my legs again." He says, "Is anyone else coming with us?"
We'll probably be picking up Dosher along the way.
Ah, the dog man. Yes, he seemed fairly adept at what he did. I suppose I could share a battlefield with him again.
But with the inclusion of demons, we thought it would be better to bring a smaller, specialized task to not have waves of casualties.
Oh yes. Well, what was the town thinking of sending soldiers against the demons? That would be a mistake.
Yes,
Says-
exactly. So it's more than likely just going to be the 8 of us as a strike force.
Makes sense. Do you all have magical weaponry?
I don't have magical weaponry, but I don't usually use much weaponry.
As well,
All I have is my sword and shield.
demons generally require magical weaponry if you want to be effective. Normal weapons can hurt them, but it takes a lot more work. Their bodies are very resistant to non-magical forms of punishment.
Class and paladin.
Anything else that could get around that at all?
He
Just
thinks.
magic?
This is mostly magic, magic weapons, enchantments, the ability to summon and disperse radiant energy, of course. Elemental magics are generally less effective, fires and such, as they do
I
come
think
from a plane of fire.
I think the biggest problems will probably be with Lion and Soren. Then I don't think they really have.
I'll say
I know
I
Actually, the thing
have,
about Lion is that he has access to the Divine Smite, which does an extra
True.
1d8, an extra 1d8 damage, I believe, for fiends and undead.
I have a spell that Glim taught me that I can make a normal weapon work as a magical weapon for about an hour as long as I can focus on it. So I can help one person with that.
Well,
So I can do the same thing, actually.
as well.
Yeah, and I'd be willing to bet that Anvir has a similar spell.
Oh, probably.
Well, that will be helpful for sure. Now, you mentioned your ability to smite Lion. I am a bit familiar with paladins, and while that smiting will be very effective, the actual weapon hit will still not be as effective. So
I see.
that's at least partially a way around of it, or a way around it. Another thing, though, and this is actually something I was looking into during my free time in town. There might be a way, or a different way, to handle the magical item problem. Are any of you familiar with Heronius, the old god of valor?
I do not believe so.
Says, well, go ahead. He says he is, as far as I know, a dead god these days. I don't think anyone still worships him. But I had heard rumor that there was a temple in the area devoted to the old god of Heronius, and it might be filled with old treasures, but also danger. I was interested in it because I was looking to expand my hoard a bit, and one way of doing that is generally robbing places of the past that still contain items of interest. He says it would probably be a bit of a time sink to find this place and, well, get the things from it, but if there are magical weapons of the past, they could be of great help against the demons.
Have you had any progress on tracking this place down?
I have an idea of where it is, but it will probably take some searching. So it's
I mean,
it's a bit of a time investment, but if we can get magical items from it, it might be worth the investment. Assuming
I agree.
we can find it.
and between
I-
Soren and Dosha, they are both quite decent trackers.
He says
And,
the other
Patience.
the other good thing is that it's actually, well, actually, did you tell him where where the cultists are?
Yeah.
We probably
That's-
would have given him all the information we've been told.
So he would say another good thing is it is in that area, so it is somewhat close to where the cultists are anyway.
Well, we could always at least start looking for it, and if it starts becoming too much of a time sink, bail.
He nods. He says, yes, and we'll be going in that direction anyway, so it could be something to look into.
Well, do you need to prepare for anything? Do we want to head out today, tomorrow?
I'm ready to head out whenever you all wish.
Does anyone need to stay in town for anything?
I do not believe so.
I guess not.
Alrighty.
And
We're
Calathar
going.
takes a drink and says, well, just let me know when you're ready to leave, and I'll go with you.
I think we're good to go now. We're going to head to Last Light, pick up Dosha, and then we'll try and find this location you told us about.
All right. So, Calathar joins the group.
Final Fantasy music starts playing.
Alright, so Calathar joins you, and you head out of town. You ready to go right now?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so.
Alright. So you are first navigating to the Last Light, which is actually pretty close. But go ahead and give me some survival checks to see if you can cut down on travel time. Up to 2 of you can do this together. Do you have a scout? I really should probably figure out the group formation. Do you have a scout, or are you keeping the group close?
Generally, I scout ahead.
And
Yeah,
you're-
we usually say that he scouts a little bit out of the torchlight, just
is
so he's
that-
invisible if something's
That's
close.
30, 60, or 90? How far?
I think our we usually just use regular torches or light
No,
source,
we
which is
use
40.
we use Lion's lantern, which is 30-30.
Oh right, yeah. So I stay outside the edge of that, so like 60, 70 feet away to make sure I'm out of torchlight.
All right. All right. So 12. Do I have another check for survival?
14.
Oh yeah, sorry, 14. And
I think Lion's the only other person trained at it.
do you want to do a survival, Lion?
Sure. I get that.
I mean, we literally have no one else who's trained at it. I don't think. So.
Fine.
All right. So normal travel time takes you about 8 hours to Last Light, putting it at 6 o'clock in the evening when you arrive there. Dosha is very happy to see you all. As you enter, you see there are a bunch of gnolls around the farm, which is an interesting sight because these people were kind of timid around the gnolls, but the gnolls and the humans seem to be getting along pretty well, farming together. And the guards at the gate are actually a combination of gnolls and human guards. Dosha...
It's a beautiful sight.
Yeah. Everything is going well here, it seems. Dosha runs over and he says, "My friends, it's so good to see you. I was worried if I stayed here too long, I'd miss you." And he goes and kind of gives you the human greeting of trying to shake your hand.
I'll
I'd
shake his
extend my hand. Yeah, I think we'd all shake his hand.
And yeah, I'll say to him, like, seems you. I assume this is your tribe. Seems you have mingled in well.
He says, "Yes, everyone is getting along quite nicely. There was a bit of misunderstanding at first, but I was able to help them work things out. And it is good to see you as well, Green One." And he kind of averts his gaze a little, looking up at Calathar, and Calathar just nods. He says, "Yes, you too, Dog Man. It's good to see you."
Don't let him fool you, Dosha. He likes you more than you think.
Yes, of course. I didn't think he disliked me. He says, "I don't dislike you. Why would you say I dislike him?"
No, I don't mean it like that.
What are you all doing here? What brings you to Last Light?
Well, you see, and then we tell him everything.
Alright, so you tell him about the cultists and the expansions they were doing, and he listens very intently, nodding. He says, as you finally finish, he says, yes, that does sound like a conundrum. It will be dangerous if they are left unattended. We could all be in trouble. So, is that where you're going now? Heading up to this cultist base?
Calathar has told us of a location he thinks we may be able to find some equipment to help us out. That's along the way, but after that, yes.
I see. Well, is there something that we could do to help you? The Shroom Shield? Do you need supplies or soldiers or?
We were wondering if you'd be willing to join us, Dosha, as a small, compact strike team with the other 7 of us.
Does anyone have insight?
I
have
have
insight.
a
Oh, wait,
fair
no.
amount, yes.
Wait, no, I don't have insight. Never mind.
More specifically, does anyone have a 15 or over passive? I'll say 12 or over.
I'm
This is kinda
pretty
obvious.
sure. I'm pretty sure mine's 17.
I also
So,
have 13.
Dosha, when you say that, seems a little hesitant. He says, yes, of course, I owe you. I would be happy to help with this. Though you get the impression that he is, he's not fully on board, but he's agreeing, of course, because he feels he owes the group.
We don't want you to put yourself in too much danger, of course. We primarily want you, because we do plan on trying to make some of the gnolls change sides, and we feel having a another no with us would help convince them of that deal would be on their best interest.
Well, well, yes, of course. I have no problem going with you. As I said, I'd be happy to help.
I was thinking the other reason we want your help is we're still not 100% certain on where this ruins that we're looking for is. And obviously, we make a good tracking team. I think you could help us find that as well.
Did we remember that? Actually, I just remembered. Bloodclaw said he was going to give us a scout. Did we?
Yeah,
just completely forget about
we'll
that.
say you have the scout. That's fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Calathar sort of looks at him and says, "Why do you hesitate, Dogman? I sense hesitation." He says, well, I just worry because there has been some, how do you say it? There has been some infighting or misunderstandings that happen here on occasion as the Gnolls are still getting used to living and working alongside humans, and much of my work here has been keeping the peace at times. I just worry if I am to leave, there isn't someone who can act as an ambassador.
Do any of your other Nose friends speak any common?
They do, but there's not the same understanding that I have with the humans, as I have been with you for longer.
No,
Well, maybe we can. I don't know. We could try and maybe help put some of the people's mind at ease a little bit.
He says, well, I don't know if it's a problem with minds being at ease. I just think it's going to take time to fully integrate the two groups. I think there's some unavoidable amount of misunderstandings that will occur, and I would just feel more comfortable if I was here to help facilitate that, if that makes sense to you.
That is fair, definitely.
So do we take the Dogman with us, or leave him here to keep these people from fighting?
So I think Dosha's right. I think it may be best for him to stay here for the time being.
But
We don't want
Go ahead.
we don't want a new alliance getting small scuff marks on it or anything like that right as it's new.
He says, are you sure, though? It sounds like you might need someone to speak to the Gnolls while you're there, and do you have someone who speaks the language and can convince them?
I'll say yes. I mean, I can speak the language, but my convincing abilities are not that.
Is there
So,
maybe someone you particularly trust here that
one thing...
maybe you could...
just really quick, one thing that you've noticed, Dosha does seem to be developing skills as sort of a diplomat. He's definitely much more confident than when you first met him, and he seems to be he seems like he's been put in a lot of situations where he's had to talk. So he seems to be developing some persuasion skills. So he might be very useful to you at the cultist base. But as you said, taking him with you could destabilize this place. So it is a bit of a decision for the group to make. Because there are definitely pros and cons for each choice.
Are there
maybe we can maybe you can send a message to Yuri. Maybe since she is coming back from the northern base, maybe she could come station back here for a little bit to
that is true.
ease some of the issues.
Yeah, at this
Dosha
point,
helps us.
she is actually in Candleholm.
Okay.
She already
Yeah,
returned.
maybe you could send a message sending to Yuri and see if they can station here for a little bit while Dosha helps us. Maybe that could
Yeah, I
reduce
could do
some of
that.
the infighting. Or Yuri could be another good mediator.
It will be the last one I can do today, but I can definitely do that.
Well, I think
anyone who wants can make an intelligence check on that. You might have some insight.
Just straight intelligence.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a skill that would help with this. Okay. So you do think Yuri has a lot of skills as a leader? Not necessarily as many as a diplomat, but she'd probably be better than nothing. So if you want to bring her here.
Yeah.
We just kind of
leader-
want someone that at least can just stop them from killing each other until Dosha gets back.
Okay. So is that the plan? You're going to message Yuri and see if she can come?
I think so.
Yes,
Or if she has
to
someone that might be a better position for it, but yeah.
Just a quick message saying, at last light, want to take Dosha away. He's worried about infighting. Can you send someone?
So Yuri would reply, Governor holding me here for now, worried about attacks on Highguard and Last Light, wanting me close to both in case either needs me. That would be how she responds. Probably can't come right now.
Yes, she seems held up at the main home.
Well, let's think. I guess. How bad have the fights gone, Dosha? They've been seems to be getting better over time, or is it
They-
still kind of...
They are improving. There was a lot more misunderstandings at first, but I don't know if we're at the point where things are stable. I would think several more weeks of getting acquainted would fix things. As you see, everyone is working together, and the Knolls have been helping with guard duty, but there is still the occasional cultural misunderstanding that I often have to come and explain to either side what's going on.
We'll say. Well, I think. Yeah, I think it might be good. Depending on how far away this ruined is, it might be good to at least try to find that.
Do we have
I
a...
think you'll be very useful for infiltrating, trying to bring the other tribes to our side.
He nods and says, "Of course, I will go then. I'm sure they will figure things out in my absence."
How long will it take us, like, to get there and back? It would probably be like
So it'll be probably 2 to 3 days traveling through the caves, because yeah, it's about 3 squares to get up there. It'll probably be who knows how long once you infiltrate, trying to figure out what to do. If you're going into that abandoned temple, that could be another day or two. So it just depends, really.
really up anywhere to a week, if
Yeah,
not more.
could
really.
be a couple of weeks, depending.
Does James, does he still live in Last Light, or did he move elsewhere?
He was.
James and let's see,
I forget the girl's name.
Or Davin.
Davian and Ellen. Yeah, they're actually still here.
Okay.
You haven't seen them though.
Although they weren't particularly strong, from what I remember.
No,
they
I
weren't
was saying
exactly
we
the
could
most
try
skilled of
to.
warriors.
No, I would say we could explain to them that we're leaving, and they could at least try to do some work, possibly help for us in Dosha's absence. And they could be a good.
Davian
if
seemed
we-
like a rogue, and Ellen, you're not sure what her deal was. It almost seemed like she had some kind of magical talents, but neither of them have really. Well, you think they've mostly been spending time in town.
They could
Well,
also just be good points that we know in case they're just to check in. Like if you have an extra sending before we decide to rest, we can check in, make sure everything's still good.
I'm out. I'm tapped.
So
I used
Dosha,
one.
Not,
Calla,
I
not
don't,
the first
not
time.
right now, because
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant right now.
I meant like while we're out.
Sorry, I misunderstood.
So, Dosha, did you mention Davian and Ellen to him?
Yeah.
Although we probably would have said James if he's there.
Alright, so I think he told you his real name, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
He told Eldwin, and Eldwin told us,
Yeah.
and Ellen told all of us.
Okay, so he would, or Dosha would say, I can go and grab Davian. He would probably want to see you all anyway and say hi. He has been speaking of you and says he missed the time that he spent helping you out in the mines, other than almost dying, of course. So,
yeah, if you know where he is, I would like to see him again.
alright, so...
This may as well, good friend.
Dosha would summon Davian, who does come out to say hello. He says, Grey Wanderers, it's been too long. And he comes up and actually might even try to give someone a hug.
I'd accept it.
He looks
I'd go for
to Lion and says, I don't think we've met. And he walks up and smiles. Davian Foxheart, at your service.
Lion, Dandelion. It is a pleasure.
He says, you are a turtle, yes?
That would be correct.
I don't think I've seen one of your kind before. And of course, this is my lovely friend Ellen, and she smiles and bows to you.
Lion would return the bow, though it's a little bit more brutish, not like the more elegant kind of bow, but more just lean forward.
You would notice Ellen is now wearing a symbol of Palor around her neck. It is definitely much more cleaned up. She's got like nice clothing on, like robes, and has a symbol of Palor around her neck that she's kind of touching with her hand as she speaks to you, smiling a bit nervously. So, friends, what is it that you've been doing these days? It's been too long.
A lot of peace talks.
He says, yes, it seems, and he kind of motions to the farm, it seems that the peace talks are going well, as we now have some Knoll allies living here with us.
Yes, and the northern farm, the Bloodclaws have moved over to.
He says, oh, really? So the Shroom Shield and Bloodclaw have fully integrated into Candleholm. That's quite a feat. It's impressive you were able to pull that off.
And to think it probably wouldn't have started if you didn't pick the lock first.
He laughs. He says, well, the trip almost cost me my life, and he kind of opens up his jacket a little where you see that arrow scar where he took an arrow right to the chest. He says, luckily I survived thanks to you getting me back to Candle, or back to Last Light. Ellen smiles and she says, I'm happy you saved his life. I don't know where I'd be without him. He smiles, nor I without you. The Grey Wanderers have certainly done a lot for us. We can never begin to repay you for all your good deeds. Dosha would say, so I think there was something they wished to ask of you. He says, oh?
We'll say,
Yes.
yes. We're going to be going out here soon, looking for some mines. Possibly the cultist base might be gone for a while. Dosha's been doing some good work here, kind of, calming down the descent and whatnot. But we're gonna need his assistance, and we're hoping you two might be able to, maybe not as well, but do a little bit of that in his absence. Try to just keep
Putting
the
out
peace.
fires.
Diplomatic work with the Knolls? And she,
Just in
Nothing
the
too
town. Just
complex,
if you see any, infighting or anything different, just try to, make sure it doesn't get out of hand. I'm not asking you to do full.
We're not asking
diplomatic
you to-
work, but-
Yeah.
he seems a little worried, and actually with an insight of 13 or over, you would think he is a little bit nervous. He says, well, I don't speak Knollish, But actually, Ellen, that might be something more up your alley. And she shrugs and says, maybe. I don't speak Nolish either. I guess we could try. It's not something either of us are trained at. But I suppose,
I mean, the
yes,
Noles
we'll do what we can.
have slowly been learning English as well, so that helps.
I would say maybe Dosha. Maybe there's a couple of your people, some of the better common speakers that could help them at least make translating a little bit easier.
He nods. He says, yes, there are a few. I can... Don't worry, you two. I can set it up. You'll have help. And Davian nods. He says, well, as I said, I'm not the best diplomat, but I'll do what I can. And Ellen nods as well. It'll be a learning experience.
To be fair, we didn't think we'd be that great of diplomats, and look at what turned out.
Exactly, Dosha says. You two will do fine. And I'll be back before you know it. I'm sure you'll hold the peace in my absence. They nod, and Davian says, I was actually hoping maybe I could join you all again one of these days. It was a lot of fun up to the almost dying part, and I miss exploring the tunnels. Ellen nods. She says, I as well. If you ever need assistance, I'm learning to expand on my divine abilities. She says, I've been able to contact the light of Palor, and it has yielded me some powers.
I'll say
Go ahead, Lion.
A couple of us are enlightened by the divine, so we could possibly help you if you so wish, for pointers at least.
Oh, I would love that. I'm still very new to all this, and any advice you could give me or training, I would simply adore having that. It'd be very helpful. Of course, when you're not trying to save us all from null cultists, she smiles.
Of course, of course.
Were you saying something, Soren?
oh yeah, I was on to Davian. I was gonna say, well, I don't think we would want to take you on the full cultist base mission. That might be a little bit too dangerous. But before that, we are looking for very old ruin that could be maybe use your help with if you're looking to get back out there a little bit. If you think
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. And Dosha says, but wait, I thought he was staying here to help with the diplomacy.
That's what I was saying. I mean, that's only if he thinks Ellen might be able to handle the diplomacy by herself. He didn't.
I
mean,
feel
he
like
said
that would be rude to Ellen to
more
leave her
her.
alone.
Well, that's obviously they would have that conversation.
She wants to come too.
I mean, she's there. I mean, she can give her input. I would say I would
So
offer to you as well, Ellen. But I know you might have the better diplomatic skills here.
We take you two on the next mission, eh?
So you could probably take one or both of them. Well, you probably want to leave one behind to try to help with the peace talks. Though if you're going right from the ruins into the cultist area, you wouldn't have time to bring them all the way back here unless you were going to take a separate trip to come back.
I guess it was depending on how far. I was thinking.
So
Well,
the,
we're not even 100% sure yet.
Yeah, the area. Well, yeah, I'll say. So if you ask, what's his name?
Calathar.
Calathar, yes. Calathar would say the ruins that we were going to look at are about 2.5 days from here, so they're close to where the cultists are. So that would be
Yeah, probably not.
yeah. So that would be
I'll say, yeah.
quite the trip.
It'd be a little far for us to bring you back, so you'd possibly have to travel back on your own or come all the way. But I don't think I'd want to have you risk your life sneaking into the base with us like that.
Davian seems disappointed, and he says, "Well, maybe next time, but keep me
To
in
be
mind.
fair-
I would love to get out again."
To be fair, you probably don't want to come to this one anyway. Apparently, there's demons.
Oh, demons. Now you have me even more intrigued. I've never seen a demon. Ellen looks very nervous as you say that and says, "You don't want to see a demon, Davian. They're right. This is probably beyond us." He sighs and says, Well, maybe one day. One day I'll get back out there. You almost die once, and everyone thinks you're in danger of dying every day. Jesus, that's not true. Alright, so Dosha is coming with you, and these two are staying here to do diplomatic stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, so I will make a mark
Before we
of that.
Before we leave Davian, I would have told him. So, Eldwin told us about the conversation about your past. I thought I'd let you know I've heard rumors about some very heavy activity from your old friends.
What do you mean?
Apparently, the Steel Shadow have been quite prevalent around, making traders not even want to go around.
So both of them get a little white when you say that, and Ellen says, "Where did you hear this?"
A caravan that came into Candleholm a few days ago.
She looks to Davian, who looks to her, and she says, "Do you think they're here for us?" He says, "No. There's no way they could know we're here." Well, even so, if they're in the area, they could show up here. They might find us. And they
Well,
both seem
at the very
concerned.
least, you're very protected here. I don't think there's much safer a place you could be at the moment.
"Why does the Steel Shadow hunt you, boy?" Calathar says, and David kind of looks at him, hesitates, and says, it's a bit of a story, Calathar. I'll just say that Ellen was a prisoner of theirs, and we escaped, and they don't look kindly on betrayal." "Betrayal? Were you one of their members?" And he just kind of goes quiet.
I think it's best to just leave it for now, Calathar. I think it's a bit of a sore subject.
More human secrets. Very well. He says, "Well, let's get moving then. Daylight is wasting, as they say. An old saying, but still holds true even in these dark times." All right,
I guess we start. Okay.
Question: it is getting late in the day. Do you want to stay the night in Last Light, or do you want to head out now?
What time is
it? Yeah, like
At this point, it's getting close to 6:30 in the evening.
what time would we have to stop usually?
Usually you would go to bed around midnight-ish, 11 to midnight, and then wake up at 7.
Maybe just check if Dosha
But
wants to gather. Or
It would be it
we'll
would
stay
be
the night. Let Dosha gather his.
it would be
sort his shit
safe to rest in Last Light versus, resting in the caves.
yeah, and then let's Dosha set up his people who are going to help Davin and that and everything like that as well.
He nods. He says that would be for the best, just so I have some time to speak with everyone. So it is getting on to 8:35. Do we want to stop here? Call it call it an evening. Why don't we do MVP votes? And there was a lot of talking this game. Do you all have any opinions on this versus our usual, more combat-oriented stuff?
It's a good balance.
Well, yeah, I like the mix.
You need a lot of talking every now and then.
All right. One vote. Because I know with battle, everyone's more involved. With this, the group storytelling, you're not always, as involved with your particular character. So, I got 4 votes, so I think I just need one more. Right now, it's a tie.
Oh, right. I just forgot.
Oh wait, no, it's not a tie. I think I know who won. Alright, so with 3 votes on... Oh, wait, no. No, it is a tie. So Anvir and Onyx. I need D20 rolls.
Oh my.
I always get you two. Your names look alike. Oh my! Alright, I need another 2 d20 rolls.
The
Roll
tiebreaker
off. The
breaker.
tiebreaker breaker.
They're
Oh!
too even.
And then I only beat it by 1.
Anvir squeaks out the win. Congrats.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Anyway, I'll be seeing you guys later next week.
Yeah, take care, everyone, and we'll next week start our journey into demon-infested territory.
Woo-woo. See ya.
Hopefully everybody's here for that
All
next
right.
week.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Should be.
Catch
Good
us.
night,
Thanks,
guys.
Lou.
All right. Good night. Take care.
Good night, everybody.
Quick question, Lou.
Yes.
So for whenever we get the next level, I do plan to take a level of Rogue, which naturally comes with Thieves' Tools proficiency.
Yeah.
I was wondering if, because Thieves' Tools proficiency doesn't really make sense with how I've been doing my character so far and other skills that I have. Was wondering if I could get possibly reduce or start training for another skill, and instead of Thieves' Tool proficiency, get proficiency with another toolkit.
You mean like for your rogue training, you want to give up knowing how to use thieves' tools?
In place of another toolkit, because Thieves' Tools doesn't really make sense for how I've been going with my character. And I was because what I'd want to go for would, originally I was going to consider alchemy tools, but now that we got a couple other people who want to do that, I think I might do something else. But so I was thinking possibly a cartographer's kit, since I've been doing a lot of survival and like scouting. That would make more sense for my character.
So, is there someone in the group with thieves' tools right now?
I think Onyx can do. I think Onyx has them and can do them with his artificer stuff. So usually, if we have thieves' tool stuff come up, he's been doing it.
Okay. Yeah, we could say that would make some sense since you already do survival stuff. So,
And if to make it make more sense, instead of just doing a clean swap, I could, when we have more downtime, try to see if I can find someone to teach me more about cartography. If I have an in-game reason why it wouldn't be Thieves' Tools.
Well,
I just know the base books don't really have rulings where you can just swap proficiencies with what the classes give.
yeah.
But I think from like trying to keep in line with like what makes sense for my character, like my character wouldn't all of a sudden. I've never really done anything with like picking locks or any Thieves' Tool things, so it's a little weird that all of a sudden I'd be able to.
Well, I mean, when you're learning a new class, it's assumed that in the background you're doing things to kind of train in that class that aren't being mentioned. It's the same.
And
like,
my kind of, sorry, not to interrupt. And yeah, I get that. My why I'm thinking it might make more sense to do the other thing is because I want to go the scout archetype anyway, which
Yeah.
is more tracking, scouting ahead, doing stuff like that, which I think makes more sense to probably have something like cartography as opposed to Thieves' Tools still.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. We can probably just swap those, and we'll say you were studying cartography's tools instead of thieves' tools. But
I would say it's something we can talk more about when I actually get the level. So
yeah, I mean, the nice thing about having multiple people with thieves' tools is that you can assist each other on particularly hard locks. So that's the only thing of not having it. But cartography could come in handy for other situations, so that's fine.
Yeah, no, that's it. We don't have anyone with cartography at all, and since I've been doing most of the scouting, it might be a good idea to actually start mapping that scouting.
All right. Sure, then let's do that then. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, we can talk more about it when I actually get the level if need be, but I'm just curious on that.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Take care.